Hello everyone, welcome to today's Stocks and Crypto live stream. It is March 4th, 2022, about 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here in the USA, it's Friday evening, Friday night. Today's stream is going to be a little different than the usual streams. So today's stream will be a little bit more request and education based today. Possibly a shorter stream. And then the next stream I do on probably Sunday evening USA time will be more of a charts and maybe any potential setup stream. I just want to point out to people that because of the what's going on globally, especially the Russia-Ukraine war, that a lot of technical setups that are bullish might not actually work right now, because what happens a lot of times is if there's a serious global event, for example, pandemic or Russia-Ukraine war, is you could see sometimes you just crash in the market. Okay, so the watch list in my Discord is that it's just a watch list. It doesn't mean buy everything on that list. It means watch it first for stocks and crypto. Okay, so thank you so much for joining and watching. What we're going to start off is just some indexes. We'll do a little stock index, some commodities like USO, some crypto, and then we'll get into some requests and education. If there's no requests, I'll just jump right into education. So we'll do some bar replay and paper trading, as I promised last time on last stream. So let's start off. This is the S&P 500. I'll zoom in a little bit like usual. S&P 500 right here. So what are some parallels that we can draw to the 2020 COVID crash? This is something that even before we stick on indicators, we have to look at this part of the chart. What is this? It's right here. We had a top. We also had another top. We started downtrending. Might have to zoom in a little bit, but hopefully you can see this. Is you had a little bit of a crash, then a bounce attempt, crash, bounce attempt, crash, bounce attempt, crash, bounce attempt. This one went deep inside here. What was the percentage loss of the index? Top to bottom, negative 35%. Right now in the S&P 500, top to bottom, it's only negative 14%. So if you look at my watch list, it's not every single major name that is low priced. It's only maybe 10 stocks that are low priced. Like the big major FANG names. So we're talking Facebook, Netflix, Amazon and Google, Apple have not crashed. Tesla has not crashed. Finance stocks have not crashed to zero, or I mean not zero, but negative 40, 50%. So it is possible, if we're just objective about the war right now and objective about the charts, is, are we downtrending? Is the market going down? The answer is yes. Long term, the market is going down. Why people and traders and investors are getting interested is whenever there's a significant crash or discount, that's where people might being the key word, they might want to buy. But having lived through and traded through and invested through the pandemic crash, is you might want to be a little bit more careful on this one. Okay, so I'm gonna do the three indexes first, and then we can look at global as well. But just please note that we are in a downtrend. Okay, the market is not going up right now. So until we find a bottom, I'm not all in investing. I am not personally. Okay, so the big key here for the SPY, at least the American index, is we could have established our lower high on this daily right here at 440. And if we keep having bearish events and bearish news, it'll pull back down to about the 400 range to establish the next lower low. So please be careful of that. Somewhere down here in the 400 market, 400. Right now, our high of 2 days ago was 441 resistance. So until we can break up above 441, it's still holding as a resistance spot right on the top. Right there. Okay, it didn't really test the resistance as such that we wanted to, but you could see it made a double top. When's the last time we had a double top? In February. You see that? So until we have bullish breakthrough and bullish confirmation and follow through, this is bear market setup right here. Looking like a 415 could be immediate setup on the downside. Alrighty, so please be careful of that. Basically, the market is not going up until you see the price in the white actually bottom out and then reverse to the upside like that, to the upside. The market is not going to go up until it does that long term. So please be aware of that. Let's do a couple more and then we'll check the Nifty. We have a request from Anna. So let's we have to do these indexes though. I'm going to erase the DIA. I'm on Dow Jones now. Dow Jones Industrial Average. So just say a quick little TA is that we did have this folding over consolidation and we're in the downtrend as well in the DIA. So a similar type of analysis applies. You have the overhead resistance trend line. You have a downward sloping trend line support. And we did also double top on this price on the candles. Where do we double top? About 340.57. If it's going to retest this low support area, 330 to 322 US dollars. So you can see the downtrend pattern. Low, lower high, lower low. We tried to make a lower high. It could have went all the way up to 345, but then a lower low is in the cards. Is in the foreseeable future if nothing good happens, right? For me, when I'm talking to my colleague, I mean, we're not going to find a market bottom probably, at least until the Russia-Ukraine war is resolved. Peace. It's not about peace talks. It's about the actual signing of peace treaty, ceasefire agreement, right? Like actual action needs to take place. And it might take months to recover from it. But again, the Dow Jones, the coronavirus crash was much, much worse technically, global, like with all the stocks and indexes, negative 37%. Where are we right now from the high of January 2022? We're only down negative 8%. Okay, so if we crash, if we have another pandemic type of crash because of the war, negative 40% would be way down here at 218. Okay, so you can see that if we're going to extreme crash, it's the beginning, not the end. If it's going to be like that, okay, but if the war resolves itself, then we might have a turnaround somewhere up in the upper 300s. All right, QQQ. We'll do one more. NASDAQ, if you want to see my ideas on my profile, it's there, but I'm going to erase the chart now so we can start over fresh. Similar, a little worse though than the Dow Jones in terms of the crash. So we had this topping out formation that I called out on my profile idea saying this could be a triple top, which is bearish, and then it did go bearish down. That's how you could get ahead of the market if you do active technical analysis charting. So the resistance on top, we have the support trend line on the bottom, and then if you zoom out, you could see that the downtrend, it's a little worse than September 2020 and April 2021. We recovered within, how long is this? 2 months. 2 to 3 months. So I'm giving that time frame, the same time frame right now for this in my mindset for the Russia-Ukraine war. If the war is not resolved in 2 to 3 months, we're going to have a major problem. Okay? We're going to have a major problem. If the war goes on for like 2 years, it's an extreme problem. Okay, hopefully, I mean, I don't want to get too political here, but, you know, hopefully peace happens. Peace, diplomacy, resolution after this, right? So, but in terms of market timing, you know, crashes and reversals could take 2 to 3 months. That's what we're looking at. Okay, 60 to 90 days or 40 to 60 days, trading days. So again, the top to bottom for the coronavirus crash in QQQ, NASDAQ was negative about 27 to 30%. Right now, we're only at negative 13%. Negative 30% would bring us back down to 264. Okay, so again, the price where we just double top for the past 2 days, that's bad. In the market, bearish. I shouldn't say bad, it's bearish. So the downside target would be like 316.75, looking left to get this kind of 319, 318 area. Okay, again, the market's not going to reverse. You find a bottom and break out of here. Hasn't happened yet. Okay, let's get to our first request from Anna. We have the Nifty 50. Nifty 50. All right, we're looking at a Nifty 50 day chart. The thing with the Nifty is I have been analyzing for some time now. It did get very overextended to the upside. This is the India index. India stock market index, Nifty 50. All right. So we're on a day chart right now. You did have, what were the signs of the crash? You had a double top right here at, I'll put it in purple. October 2021 to 2022, January 2022, those two highs marked the top. It was a weekly top. See that weekly double top ostensibly right there. Once you see that on the charts, you kind of have to get out of there. Okay. So I was warning India traders way back in 2021, like, watch out, it's getting too overextended over here. Watch out for that. It's going to crash someday or pull back significantly. It kept going. Then we had the double top. Then it pulled back. How much is the measured move of this double top? That's 6%. Did we hit 6%? Almost. It would be 15,865 to hit that first downside target. So it's not quite there yet. That was one of the signals. Now, where are we going? We could Fibonacci this top to bottom, or bottom to top. Get some levels. We're just right above that 236 support level in the Nifty right here. Are we downtrending? Yes, we are. It is a downtrend. You have a low, lower high. It's seeking out the lower low, wherever that's going to be. It's probably going to be right above 16,000. That's the first level of support, 16,000 Indian rupees, INR, right? Somewhere around here. You see the support level right here on the left side. Then the large second cluster is over here in like the 15,000 range. Okay, let me turn on some EMA so you get a visual. We have not death crossed our yellow and red line on the Nifty 50 yet, so it's still okay. But we did lose the 200-day moving average price, which is our last line of defense generally for bulls, right here in February because of the war. So 16,770 was lost. So the same kind of logic applies for this stock index as well. The Nifty is that because of the war, we have low, high, lower, low, wherever that's going to be. So I'm not long yet on the Nifty mentally because our pandemic coronavirus crash was also negative 40% at a bad case scenario. Because the coronavirus was worse because we locked down. Business just stopped. At least in America, business is still going every day. Europe is different, much different right now. I mean, Ukraine obviously worst case scenario, but other countries like U.S., some part like Asia, even parts of Western Europe, still people are still open for business. So it's not that extreme of a crash, but just watch out for that. Because if we turn everything off again and look at just the price trend, which I stress very highly, is we went from a downtrend in the coronavirus crash to an uptrend for a very long time, almost 2 years, basically 2 years, uptrending, and then now we're seeing a larger downtrend pullback. We have seen pullbacks before in the Nifty. I'm circling them for you. And this is our big fourth one. How long does it take from a pullback for a potential reversal in general? The first one was 1 month. The second one was 3 months. This third one was also 3 months. That's why just analyzing the charts a lot, it's basically 2 to 3 months for a potential turnaround. It's the quarter. It's the next quarter. So we might not see the market really bounce up maybe until the summer. So maybe June, so next quarter, the end of next quarter. But we have to be prepared for 3 scenarios. Worst case scenario, if this is going to turn into market crash worse than So worst case scenario, I mean, I don't like to scare people, but you have to think about it once in a while as a trader, is if we have World War III, then this is going to downtrend for a long time. If it's World War III, okay? But if the war is going to be over in 3 months, 2 to 3 months, then we're going to see a significant pullback. And then at some point, we should see a turnaround. And then I'm going to buy stocks in the turnaround spot. Okay, but if it does not turn around, it's not wise to get back into the market because we lost this large trend line and it's still downtrending right now. So aggressive traders, that's why aggressive traders, they might be thinking about buying in, whatever stocks of the index. But conservative investors know we don't buy a falling knife or something crashing or war or something like that. You might want to be careful of that because we haven't had capitulation yet. A true market crash, we haven't had that yet. So as an investor, we want to buy things going up, not at the start of the downtrend generally. All right, Anna, so hopefully that nifty analysis helps you out. So we had our summary here is our support levels is in the 14,000 to the 16,000 range, very large support area. There could be two actually. So this 15,813 or 14,412 targets to the downside. If it happens to bounce up to the upside, you could see here there's plenty of room for it to bounce up. Anything below 18,300 is a lower high. So we could just, if it happens to stop here, because it almost could double bottom right at trendline support at above 16,000. Anything below 18,000 is still considered a lower high. So it could bounce up to there as well for a bullish case scenario in case, peace talks and something happens peacefully globally. Okay, so there's that analysis. Let's switch over to US oil. US oil. Now, US oil has been on a bullish run due to supply and demand and because of the Russia-Ukraine war. Is it going to go up forever? Probably not. Okay. But does it show any signs of stopping? Let's check. On our 1 hour, 4 hour charts, it's getting into that overbought zone. However, it could keep going. It's still having a bullish move to the upside, holding support levels on the downside nicely. 1 hour still up crossed. Everything's still up crossed. You haven't had a big piercing of the EMAs since late February, which is that last nice buy zone opportunity. That was like right when the attack started happening, and then we started trending up 25% in 9 days. That's when the war started. But on our daily chart and our weekly chart, it's getting into that overbought zone up here. And this is my really messy idea that's in my profile is if you look at the price, you got low, high, low, high, low, high, low. I mean, excuse me, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, higher high. Okay, so once it makes the higher high, you can see here $100 to 110 is the resistance, the mega resistance up here. That's the previous level. We're just getting into that resistance zone. It's going to take a lot of volume to push through and push up to the upside. But we are seeing that weekly volume, very nice. So me personally, am I going to long this? Just my personal opinion, not financial advice. I'm not going to long it because my system and strategy is I try to buy low and sell high. I don't like buying high and selling higher too much of the time, right? Because I identified the setup on stream exactly December 20 that, wait a second, this could be a reversal standpoint at oil at 50, not oil at 79 or oil at 65, oil at $50. So just be careful of that. Just be careful. Could we keep melting up and going up nonstop? Of course we can. Any asset can do that. It just depends on the buyers. Where's the money flowing right now? Money's flowing in oil and energy stocks. So just be careful of that. Just watch out. It's the ultimate breakout setting. So if we actually breakout setup. So if we actually measure this, 15% from the breakout is about right now. Two times the target would be 86. Got to get some targets in there. Actually, we hit the first target pattern right now, so 40% out would bring us to that 92.50 level. So we're at the first target now. Watch out for that. And please keep in mind that if you're an experienced trader, you know that if something bad happens worldwide, at least for stock charting, we cannot stop. Do you know what I mean? Because once you quit the market is when there's no opportunities. If you quit the charts and you quit the market as a trader, because maybe if a trader lost too much money or it's just too much stress or too much red, too much pain on the charts, is as a chartist, you have to learn how to push through that and chart through the hard times, like now. You chart through the volatile times as best you can. So USO, we have those targets. 92. I mean, the first Fibonacci level above is 84.17. So we just watch out for that. Right now, we're hitting this. We pierce through the 70 and the 76 level on this left side. The support levels, the previous support levels, which is resistance now. But obviously oil in the weekly uptrend. So at some point it'll top out and then you'll get a large pullback, which, you know, for supply and demand is if there's too many buyers and there's nowhere else to go for the price, we will pull back eventually depending on the war status. But it's uptrending. It's uptrending. Okay, UNG. UNG is very similar. UNG kind of an ugly chart, but still uptrending technically. All right, this is why I was saying the head and shoulders is maybe, it's not 100% going to happen, because if you can interpret it in multiple ways, high, low, if it makes a higher high, I mean the obvious next resistance, $19 on UNG, obvious. If we keep getting this nice market rally on UNG commodities. If I do it, chart it as such, see, high, low, higher high, just like oil, seeking this higher high, but there's gap resistance right at the 1770 range. Just leave this here in the blue. So, you know, watch out for the gap ups, okay? Watch out for the gap ups. All right, you don't want to long a gap up. That's really bad. Gap up is usually a topping out symbol. Okay, like an island floating in the sky. So we have gapped up for 4 days, but you know, we haven't had a severe gap up like a blow off top at 19 or 20 yet on UNG. It could happen again. So somewhere here, that's why I'm watching for resistance. If somebody's going to short it down, eventually I might short this down later, but I need to see a huge gap up somewhere in the upper 20s. But if it's going to be a weekly uptrend, we just kind of poke in there and watch it. Ride this uptrend. High, low. It's making the higher high. Very simple. All right, don't fight the trend. As me as short, I'm talking about maybe a month from now. I'm already getting ready for it. Okay, let's look at just a couple more here. Gold still continuing its uptrend here, getting a little bit into the overbought zone, but nothing serious on the oscillators yet in terms of pullback. Still riding up. 4 hour up cross still intact. 1 hour up cross still intact as well. Let me start over on a fresh chart here. We did have this little ascending triangle breakout set up in the medium term. Short term, 1 hour. If this whole pattern completes, it could be 7%, which would take us to 27.35. Serious bull move if it happens. Maybe a smaller version of that would be 4%. So 4 to 7% move potential on gold, which would mean that it's possible that our stock market could crash down more. Oh, sorry, I'm on the silver chart. This is silver. So the chart applies, but it's just for silver. Okay, so watch out. We might get that kind of gold pump finale, the silver pump finale. Let's take gold now. Spot gold still riding the trend line. I was highlighting this potential pullback on the 28th, that it could be a potential if we watch for that breakdown. It didn't break down, did not. Just kept going up. 1 hour. High, low, high, low, high, low, upside down head and shoulders, breakout, retest of the support, and we're now at the 1970 target. Excellent. If you're trading, if you're trading gold, I mean, you love this setup. As a bull, you love it. So our next resistance levels are about 2,000 and 2,100. So I would expect that if the market keeps crashing. Next, we just take a quick look at DXY, our dollar currency index, and yes, we are bouncing off of our our support line down here. This was here for a long time. I do this for maybe since 2021 in July. And we can see the double bottom, the high, low, high, low. We bounced off this X marks a spot where I was saying it's a double support area. Higher high, higher low, and then higher high. Up to 100. Very nice. Very nice. We draw reverse Fibonacci just to get some levels really quick. You can see a next target, 236, the $100 DXY level. Very suspicious. Then if it pumps more, maybe 102, which would be quite high. All right, let's move over to crypto, and then I'm going to do some bar replay and then some paper trading. I'm not going to do so much individual stock setups on this particular stream. I'll do that on the next stream. So if you have requests, just go ahead and type it in. There's not many people watching right now. But again, I encourage you, everyone watching this, if you're a trader or investor, there's nothing wrong with paper trading right now during this volatile time for trading. Nothing wrong with that. It's actually a good time to practice and study, not run away from the charts in the market. That's what I learned in all my years of experience, is when something either really good or really bad happens, we cannot run away from the charts. At least we can't turn it off, right? That's what separates like newer people from experienced people. And yes, it is challenging, but you know, utilizing all your skills and knowledge and strategies and ability to chart and trade and invest the best you can. All right, let's go switch over to crypto. Crypto with the pullback, and we'll investigate why. So starting off with total, TOTAL, the crypto market cap. Now, what are we looking at here? Get a total day chart. So the first thing is we had a rejection of the resistance. Blue trend line right here, diagonal blue, rejection of that. So we did have a double bottom and we hit the top of this resistance. It was a significant move, very large, 15% to the upside, right to this resistance, the 2 trillion level. It's a psychological number, 2 trillion. We could not hold it. Okay, we had the 4-hour upside down head and shoulders, and then basically what happened was the war got worse. Oil had a little bit of a pullback for like one day, but crypto had a serious pullback. Alrighty. So, but the thing is, we're heading right into the weekend. Liquidity gets less on the weekend, so I'm not expecting anything to pump on the majors of crypto. We do have a 1-hour death cross. Our head and shoulders is over now, so now it's seeking out this next move. Are we relatively low on crypto on the 15-minute 1 hour? Yes. So I'm expecting maybe some kind of bounce possible, pending that nothing crazy happens with the war for the worse. Okay, because you do see when we hit our relative lows on this 1 hour RSI, that's an interesting spot. It's just a pullback. Too many longs try to get in up here. We also had a head and shoulders formation on the 4 hour right here. It's very subtle to see, but you have this topping out right here. That happened on March 2nd. 2%, but we went way deep. 8%. Way deep. But zooming out on our longer term investing, it's essentially tracking the NASDAQ. Whatever, if you realize, that's why I start with the stock indexes. This looks just like Dow Jones, S&P 500, NASDAQ, any major index, we pulled back. So there's obvious correlation right now between NASDAQ QQQ, the NDX, US 100, and total the crypto market, because Bitcoin is a financial technology asset, digital asset. So watch out for that. It's decoupled. The correlation from oil and crypto is decoupled. It's not correlated right now. Sometimes it is, but not right now. So what's next for the crypto market? Well, we're playing the resistance and the support. Resistance where? 2 trillion. We know that as a... I might erase some of these lines. I think people get confused. So let me give you a fresh chart here. We only look at this one price pullback right there. You see the resistance trend line. That's why we draw it. That's why we draw it. So the support, it could pull back all the way down to 1.5 trillion. You can see that bottom trend line support. That's why in the middle of no man's land, I'm not really actively trading crypto today or this weekend. Not yet. We might get a little intraday bounce. It's true. But I usually like to look a little more long term, right? It's because intraday traders, day traders, they're saying, wait, it's at a support. But a swing trader would say, no, the support is down here. Okay, so it's a little bit, depends on your mindset. Still, we could consolidate here, no problem. Okay, but if we make a lower low, that would be bad for the market, trend-wise, okay? If we want crypto to survive and go back to 60,000, the price has to hold a certain level and then go back up, just like the index. See our Bitcoin dominance. We did hit this right here. It's kind of a middle heart line of the channel. That's why we're also pulling back. Just another clue. Look at Bitcoin futures. So Bitcoin futures is this particular trade is basically over for now. The support bounce now it's turned into a little bit of a consolidation play. Erase some of these so people don't get confused. Okay, it's still here. I'm looking at Bitcoin futures right now. It's still in this particular wedge. It is an ascending wedge, but it's heading back down towards the support. So it looks like it wants to at least retest from Bitcoin now the $38,000 range. Somewhere down here, $38,000 range. Ish, right? Because it went down and now it's consolidating. So that's at least good that we're trying to hold here above the $36,000 range. What would make Bitcoin look really bad on the downtrending charts is if we just lost it all. We lost 35 and we hit to 30K. We haven't touched 30K for this whole year, the actual number yet. So 30K to 26 to 25, 24, that would be our lower low. The angle, however, if you look here, we had this double top, or triple top, head and shoulders on October, double top. The angle, this angle was angling down and we had a catalyst bullish. Here the angle's down. We retested that, but we're pulling back. So, similar, but the angle is different. Instead of a descending wedge, it's an ascending wedge on the bottom. So, okay, at least we have that positive outlook for crypto. But if we ever lose the 38,000 and you can see it in the white, let me put it white. If we lose the 38,000, then we're going to see some serious downside. The capitulation will start. This was just the beginning of a potential uptrend. It's debatable now, right? That the fact that we did not break, it should have been a higher high here if we're going to seriously go to 50,000, but it didn't happen yet. So still consolidating down here. Just watch out for that. $35,000, $37,000 Bitcoin is our line in the sand. Our $45,000 is our resistance. So until one of those is broken to the upside or downside, you're just in no man's land in terms of investing. Again, related to the war. Please keep in mind though, like in my free Discord, I did say that we are downtrending. It's death crossed. You turn everything off and you just look at the indicators. We have a death cross on Bitcoin. Of course, it's not going to go up. Of course, that's not going to go up to 60,000 in 2 days in general. Okay, so just look at the Dogecoin China crash. How long did that take? Again, 100 days. Negative 50%, 100 days. Almost 4 months. So basically 3.5 months with a bullish catalyst. So if we use that analysis, okay, we hit the 50% mark. And then it has been 115 days since our top. So that's why it's hesitating here. Suspicious. That's why. Okay, the only bad thing is, well, we have a death cross. So the market's not going to get super hyped up about mooning in crypto until we get an up cross on here. We need this thing to go away. The only way it's going to do that is we need to keep making higher highs in the price. So until that happens, I'm not hyped on crypto yet. All right, let's look a little bit at some of these altcoins. I'm not seeing any requests at all. So let's just keep moving here. I'm going to clean up some of the charts. But you see a death cross. We have a double death cross on Ethereum. So is it the time to all in crypto? No, it is not. No, it is not. And you can feel it right now in the community right now. A lot of people they're not even trading or investing. They don't even want to look right now. They want to do other things in life. But again, what I learned from my experience is you got to keep charting you can't quit the charting at least. You can stop trading and investing if you don't find a good setup, but then charting, we can't stop the charting. The technical analysis, we can't stop this. It's almost like just because there's a storm happening in your country or something, like the weatherman, the weatherwoman does not quit their job. Do you know what I mean? Even if there's natural disaster, the weather forecaster has to keep going through that. You have to keep forecasting. So same thing with price and the stock market. Just because something bad is happening in the stock market and the world, we cannot quit technical analysis or financial fundamental analysis either. All right, so Ethereum, just want to point that out. It's death cross. Okay, that's why we're hesitating here, trying to maintain this higher low support above the 2,550 level. But day traders would say, but wait, isn't this a trend line support? Yes, it is. That's why. Probably on a 15-minute, 5-minute, you're oversold, bouncing. Yep, 1 hour. There we go. But it's 1 hour death cross too, so it just depends. If we're going to get liquidity, people buying in next Monday, Sunday, Monday. So same kind of thinking applies. Did we hit our negative 50%? Yes, we did. We bounced up off of those, trying to make a higher low. If we hold this, it could pierce down to like 2,300. But if it pierces down to 2,300 Ethereum, you might see a bounce up attempt back to the 28. So these are the two levels. I'm playing 25 as support. Maybe it didn't quite hit 2,000, so maybe the intermediate 2,300, 2,165 are my 3 support levels that I might watch out for a potential Ethereum trade. Keep in mind the daily death crosses. Watch out for those. So the obvious resistances would be up here, like 3,000, 3,200 if it pierces out. All right, so we just watch out for those. But the hourly, if someone is an hourly trader, I mean, it is pretty relatively low right now, so I might pick some up or just leave some of my swing position. I'm just going to leave that. Let's do Binance Coin. If you have a request, I mean, now's the time to ask. This is the crypto request segment before I go bar replay and paper trade for people who wanted to see some of that. Okay, Binance Coin. Daily death cross. We haven't daily death cross since when? The pandemic. So this is bad. This is bad. It's bearish. So keep in mind, when I'm doing crypto trading. I'm not crypto investing. I'm not hodling up here. No way. No way. You want to hodl, you got to buy when it crashes to nothing. Then you hodl. Binance Coin, $5 Binance Coin, $10 Binance Coin, you hodl that. $371 Binance Coin, you do not hodl that. Long term, invest that because it's too high. Price is too high. All right, the longer term pattern is death cross, but still holding the 363 support range, or 353. 353 with this intermediate type of little wedge down here. We can measure that wedge. So long term, wow, there's 20%. If we break out bullish, we could try to recover the $500 level. We break bearish, wow, going to 276 to this level of support down here. Watch out for that. So the daily death cross, on almost every major crypto pair, and in my Discord I did warn about that in the note in the watch list. And it's just a watch list, remember. So we're above the 50% level. We might not see a significant bounce in Binance Coin until we get to the $300 level, the 618. If we ever get down to 156, right? Very simple stuff. Let's go next. ADA. ADA. So ADA Cardano, very suspicious looking, potential dirty head and shoulders. Not really though, but the psychology is there. We'll do Solana. Let's see, are there more comments? We'll do Solana. So I already did stocks, so if anybody wants that, we could do a stock request or crypto request. This is more education than the last like hour of this stream. So we lost the 618 in Cardano, at least on this chart. So where's the next 786 level? 70 cents. Because we are downtrending hard on Cardano. Okay, this is not a bullish setup right here. This is not bull setup. This is not investor setup. Right? This is bear setup. Shorts. So it's downtrending. Daily death cross down. Low, high. Where's the next lower low? 70 cents. If it gets way down there, 42 cents. I'm not going to pick it up until it gets down there. Or I see a very nice setup that occurs, which could happen this weekend. All right. If you're an intraday trader, if you're a smaller swing trader, time frame, it's already hitting this 1 hour. So somewhere down here in the low 80s, upper 70s, it might bounce. But on an investing chart, like a longer term, I'm looking for a much cheaper value because of the daily death cross. All right, we'll do Solana. We'll go in order here. Solana USDT. Solana, the first thing you have to know is, okay, at least on this Binance chart right here, it was trying to maintain the higher low, higher high pattern stair step. But then we had this head and shoulders that I've been talking about for a long time on Solana right here, head and shoulders, neckline breakdown. We measured that 50% downside, which we just hit February 24th, like the day of the war. But still, the second target down would be a complete crash in Solana. But I don't need to draw that one. So we have this trend line on the top side. There's multiple trend lines here. So until the trend lines are broken to the upside, I'm not bullish on Solana. It's setting up, but it's not ready yet at this second in time. You still have the daily death cross. Watch out for those. We have the 100 EMA just death crossing down below the 200 EMA today, literally today. So we're gonna watch out for that. You get a Fibonacci level going on and see where are we at. We lost the 618. We had the 618 bounce. We already had it. We had a second attempt. Okay, so if it's going to go down more, $75 Solana looks like it could happen longer term. If it's going to get down to $60, even $35, I'm very interested there. Not right on this baby support level at 75. I'm more interested in deep value. If you're very conservative, you don't even buy downtrend. If you're a very conservative investor, you just ignore this. You ignore this as an investor. This is not a buy zone. For swing traders and day traders, it is potential buy zone. For a 15-minute, 1 hour oversold trader, yes, it is a potential buy zone just to get this one like 3 or 6% bounce. Okay, but I'm talking longer term. Okay, let's do team. Is this a stock? Can you tell me, is this stock or crypto? Because there's a British one and there's a NASDAQ stock, so you have to be very specific what it is. Please type the company name or the crypto exchange, the exact ticker, please. All right, so we'll come back to that one. Dogecoin. Let's do Doge and SHIB because those are some of the more like pumpy penny coins. So Doge, again, you have a long time, you have a long time downtrend here, consolidation. All right. Okay, Casey, but just type the company name, please, because there's like 5 teams globally on different global exchange. It's right here. Which one is it? Is it Atlassian Corporation? Is it Canadian Nexus? Is it uh, Team PLC from London Stock Exchange? Which one is it? That's why it's okay. We'll do Costco after that. We'll do Dogecoin and SHIB, and then we'll get back to requests. Um, let's see here. So Dogecoin, if we go from low to high, Fibonacci, we lost that 786. We lost that 786. And then if we're going to draw this right here, there's a serious way down. You draw multiple trend lines, it's not the prettiest chart. Is it downtrending? Yes, this is a very definition of downtrend. A low, high, and a lower low. The question is, where's the lower low? 8 cents, right? 8 cents, 7 cents. If it gets down there, that's the last support level on the way down. Before there's nothing until 1. Right? So for crypto, it seems unreasonable, but be very, very careful. Be very, very careful, okay? Because a negative 80% in Doge is worst case scenario, but it's totally possible. All right. So just kind of watch out for that. Okay, thank you for the clarification. So we are riding this 11-cent trend line to the downside. Yes. For an investing. But are we death cross? Yes. All this is resistance up here. You just draw on a blue line. All that is resistance. So until we break out the resistance, there is no uptrend. Bears are in complete control. So if somebody's saying, well, I want to try to buy the bottom, it's possible. These little intraday, the 15-minute, 1-hour setups. But is there a complete setup? Like an upside down head and shoulders on Doge? No, there is not. Yet. That's why I'm not touching this yet. If you're experienced, you know what I'm talking about, is you can't just keep playing. You have to know what you're doing. Are you going to play the RSI or are you going to play the price pattern? Sometimes it's better to play the price pattern because then you get the bigger move, not just this one little bump up. But if that's what you're looking for, there might be a bump up on Doge, a little pop up of 3-4% on some of these altcoins. But looking long term, there's no signs of an uptrend on Doge. Quickly do SHIB, and then we'll do Atlassian and then Costco. So SHIB Inu, we lost at 618. We had tried to hold the 786 Fibonacci levels, pulling back here. The only good thing that might happen here with SHIB is if we can maintain the higher low here and then try to build another higher high back up to 3,000, it's possible. It's possible. This one looks a little different because you had this trend line and now it's almost like Bitcoin. So Shiba Inu is tracking Bitcoin more than Doge at this point. Higher high, higher low. So if you try to bounce up, that would be very nice for SHIB traders. But if it breaks down, you can see the next way down is way down here at 1,600. That is significant downside risk, negative 15 to negative 30%, and there's not much holding here. So SHIB could crash. Worst case scenario, SHIB crashes back down to 900. At a good case, we could bounce up to 3,000. Just watch out for that. The support needs to hold, and this 1-hour bounce needs to, and the 4-hour bounce needs to get going. But you know, the war is happening right now. The good thing is SHIB is not death crossed, so that's why it's a little healthier on the charts. Okay, let's jump back to stocks. We have Atlassian Corporation. Okay, Atlassian. Let me just take a quick look. What is this thing? Software. So here's a little quick tip on TradingView. Just if you don't know what a stock is, like this is the first time looking at Atlassian. Okay, just take a quick look. Take a quick look here on the right side. Just the TradingView is so good at this. All this information years ago was not here. So all the financial information, this key stats, income statement, performance, and the little profile, this was not here. So this is like my little shortcut, right? Just get a general quick feel. What is this? Okay. Right. Oh, thank you so much, Taylor, for the 200 coins. If you have a request or question, please let me know if stocks or crypto. Thank you so much for the donation. Okay. All right, so we got volume. All right, it's 1 million volume. Interesting. So keep in mind, this is a NASDAQ stock. So unless something happens catalyst-wise on Atlassian, it's just going to copy the NASDAQ and it's going to amplify the moves of the NASDAQ. So today we had a big pullback in NASDAQ to the downside right here for 2 days, right? You fast forward back to Atlassian, look at this pullback. Very, very heavily correlated. You're in a daily death cross. So it depends on your time frame, Casey. So if you're a long-term investor, this is not the spot to buy Atlassian Corp, in my opinion. If you're gonna hold this thing for a long time, probably not the exact spot to buy in general. Why? Because it's downtrending. Unless you're trying to short this thing, but you're probably trying to long it, right? So you're trying to make it go up, green. The only good thing is it's right at the support level. But if it loses the support level, looking left, the next price cluster down is $200 Atlassian. That's way down there. Let me draw a proper box. So we lost the gap support. Okay, we're at the bottom of the gap. That's fine. Now the next support is here, 245. The next support, the big support is 200 with earnings on May 5th. Daily death cross, not good. Yes, there's potential upside down head and shoulders. So it looks like it wants to try, shorts will try to push this thing down a little bit more. The swing traders might be getting ready to buy it. Possible. It depends on your time frame. I'm not going to go into scalping, day trading. I'm just going to go at just to swing trading. Time frame, it's like a 1 hour, 4 hour. We start low, high. So it's trying to potentially make a double bottom. So the potential scenario, okay, now he's giving me more information. 264 entry. Okay, so you bought. Did you just buy today? Oh, you have an entry at 264. Okay. Okay, so this is a very, very detailed setup. So he's trying to enter at 264. The 1681 loss. Okay, let me calculate this. This is a perfect example, right? So he's going to try to enter. He's questioning 264 with a stop loss of minus $1681. So his stop loss is apparently somewhere around 247. Okay. Price target of 234. Hold on. Oh, you shorted this thing. Right? You're talking about shorting it. Okay, so you're shorting this thing. Please be specific. So, all right. So he entered the short apparently at, let's see, 264. Right? With a stop loss of 1681. He's still doing risk management, hopefully, right? 1681. 247. Oh, you got to add it. Right? 280. Oh, that's right there. Okay. And then you have a price target at 234. So what's the trade? All right, so 5 to 12. I want to get this accurate number. Okay. All right, the problem with that I see with this is long term, depends on your time frame. Long term, it could end up there at that 234 trade. And this is a very good example, okay? Casey's example is actually very good because the problem is though, Casey, is the better shorting spot was 2 to 3 days ago up here on the blue. That's where the hedge funds shorted this thing down. Shorting it down here, there's significant risk. Why? Because the swing traders actually want to buy this thing up down here. Swing traders want to long it at 234. I mean, 260 to 257, like this area, okay? You want to watch out for that. Just be careful. If you're committed to this trade, if you already bought it, then you're committed. But, try to keep your the losses smaller. Is you wanted to short it way ahead of time. You wanted to short it way back here. That's the problem, is because if you're looking, it rejected down from the EMA, right? That's what I'm saying. it's still seeking. You might be able to scalp it, but then you have to wait for this. If your target's way down here at 234, you're gonna have to wait a long time for that, maybe like a month to hit that. I don't want to give time limits on it, but I'm just saying it might take a while, right? Because from low to high, it takes like 15 days from high to this low. So you might have to wait 2 to 4 weeks, and you're gonna have to commit to this stop loss. But for me on the charts, if I looked at it and I didn't know what trade you were doing, I would think maybe this thing would actually want to bounce up eventually because it has this setup. But how could I be wrong is if the Russia-Ukraine war keeps getting bearish, right? Because this last 2 days was because of the Russia shelling the nuclear power plant. That was very bearish for all markets. Okay, so in this particular case in the war, it could actually go lower. It's just the better spot to have shorted just out of safety reasons was up right here. Why? Even if you turn everything off, if I didn't have EMAs, you can draw the trend line resistance and you could say, wait a second, on this particular second one, right? On this particular, there's a shooting star right here. If you know the candles on a daily chart, okay? Shooting star, big shooting star, hanging man candle. So shooting star, hanging man candle, triple bearish pattern, and then short right there off the rejection of the resistance. On a 15 minute or 5 minute, you probably get really overbought at that spot. Yeah. So, or yes, there is a head and shoulders on the 15 minute, actually. On the 1 hour, there's another head and shoulders resistance, right? So you want to short off that stuff. There's a high chance, maybe a greater than 50% chance that shorts are going to close their position next week and this thing might get a bounce up to 285. So you might get stopped out potentially. 285, yeah, you get stopped out. So just watch out for that, Casey. This one, it's a little harder right now, to be honest, because of the Russia-Ukraine war. So you just want to try to, the next short that you try to do is you want to get it at the high. You want to short off the high. Rejection of the high, not shorting the low. Maybe the first day, I'm not attacking one person, I'm just educating everybody, okay? So the best spot to short would have been here, maybe next time here off 289. Just be careful because as it gets closer and closer down to the support level, so like a 250 area, it's probably gonna stop there short term, right? Because you can see generally higher chance that that's the support, low, high, low, right there, anywhere down here, okay? But the swing traders might try to defend it, the bulls. So just be careful of that, be careful. So hopefully everything works out for you, Casey. Hopefully this is not an all-in trade, it's just a small percentage of capital. If you're in my Discord, the risk management is this generally should be a 1% account risk, even though it's a 5 to 12 risk to reward short. We want to think about what is the dollar risk and how much percent of that is your account. If it's like greater than 1 or 2%, if it's 10%, that might be too much, right? If it's all in, it's like, oh, that's way too much, right? You might get stopped out on that. I hope everything goes well for you, Casey. This would be a lesson for all of us, you know. Best of luck. But yeah, let's move on. Okay. So let's see. Somebody want Costco, right? Costco. Costco also a NASDAQ stock. So Taylor, can you let me know, are you trying to go long or short? Because I think now at this point, because we have like so many different style people, traders in the chat, in this stream. Some people are investor, swing trader, day trader, scalper, and some people are long, short, option. So you have to. So please, I should just tell people next stream is try to be very, very specific about the exact thing, the ticker, the company name, and long, short. I might have to write that next time. So how do you recommend to begin learning TA? I'll answer that question after Costco. So, Ola Kun Olakun, I would say this because you want to have technical evidence, not just say, oh, something's a buy, something's a sell, or something's a green, or something's going up or red. Is what's the larger perspective? We know NASDAQ's in a downtrend. NASDAQ, downtrend. Just rejected off the highs 2 days ago. The resistance, not the highs, but the resistance, 350. Costco is inside the NASDAQ. Okay, but Costco is in an uptrend. Okay, I actually don't do harmonics. It's not my thing. It's not my style. Okay, and again, like people, you want to be careful when you request something. Is I'm not trying to confirm your setup. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna call it out objectively as what it is. So some people that might bother some people, but I'm just doing objective technical analysis. You know, Costco is in an uptrend bizarrely because it had maybe decent earnings. Let me check. Okay, nice. Earnings or revenue. In this particular case, I might open up the financials. You know, Costco. Why is Costco going up? Because just like in 2020, in times of uncertainty, is people might, if you know what Costco is, it's like a hold on, this can explain it better. It's a wholesale company where you could go buy products like food and household supplies and clothing and stuff like that. It's a membership based. So in the pandemic, that's where everybody in America, if you have a Costco membership, which is paid, you bought a whole bunch of supplies there. I went to Costco. I went to Costco to buy paper tissue, bathroom tissue, tissues, paper towels. I even bought some masks at Costco. I bought some food from Costco. You know, I bought a jacket one time. Like, I'm just saying, sometimes you go buy that stuff in Costco in the USA, right? So it makes sense why, in terms of, okay, if something bad's going to happen, where am I going to load up on supplies? Costco or Walmart or Target in America or Last Resort, Kroger, Ralph's, right? So just remember, this thing is still uptrending technically. Why? Because NASDAQ is doing this right now. Costco is not. It's still in its uptrend off the earnings high. So it's still riding that. Okay, so kind of be careful of this. Is it's not the exact same setup as like Atlassian or something like that, right? Costco's different. Costco trying to survive off its earnings bounce. So is it at a super relative high? No, not really. Could it go down? Of course it could go down. But is it at the top of the channel? Yes. So if somebody wants to play maybe that setup, the earnings wasn't that great. It actually pulled back 2%. We had a little bit of a bounce. So I would just say watch this resistance here on the upper 540s. Just watch that up resistance. Okay. If we get rejected down, if this turns to a head and shoulders, then maybe somebody could play the short with the target down here. So if somebody's trying to short this, like maybe you are, is maybe a 4% downside risk to like a 2%, no, or maybe a 3% risk, 6% target if you want a really aggressive short, or 2 to 4, something like that. Okay. If we look at the weekly, yes, if you look at a weekly time frame, then you can make the argument. Somebody could say, well, maybe it's going to be a lower high on the weekly, and then you get the big lower low in 6 months from now. Yes, of course that could happen. Yes. But again, if you're trying to short, you want to short off the high. You do not want to short down here because that's where people might buy this thing. Intraday traders. Okay, you want to short off the high. So I'll be watching for just the high here. So I guarantee you, some aggressive earnings guy, day trader guy, he already shorted from 546. Somebody's holding that position down there, right? 549, 549. Yes, so 550 is our big resistance, so just watch for that. You might have to wait a little bit on Costco too, because it's not in a daily downtrend. It's not even death crossed yet. Yeah, so it's not even death crossed. So I would be a little bit more careful on Costco. Okay, now some other questions. Hold on, my questions got on. Okay, Blind Parrot from TradingView asks, how do I recommend to begin learning technical analysis? Okay, so technical analysis, how I usually recommend it to people is start off analyzing and learning about price. The price. Yes, we're on TradingView. I love TradingView. So what I'm talking about, if you're just like day one, maybe learn about price first on day one in the beginning. Okay, learn about price. Price patterns, price, trend, candlesticks. Like, what is the candlesticks? What is this? What does this green candle mean? What does this red candle mean? Okay, so that's what you want to do. And then analyze, learn about volume, and then learn about the tools. Because I've said this like so many times on stream already. So it's basically study the price. There's so many resources on TradingView and Google and YouTube. Understand the price first, because all indicators and tools are analyzing the price. All these indicators, almost all of them are calculated from the price. If you open up RSI, that's what I'm saying. You just pull up an RSI, the new one, the updated one. You open in a Pine Editor. What is this talking about? Right? What is this talking about? Simple moving average, but average of what though? It's the price. If you look up how is RSI calculated, it's calculated from the price itself. Okay, and it's a lagging indicator. It's slow. So, you know, even before you get obsessed with tools and indicators and strategies, first thing is just the price. That's all I'm saying. And if candles are too hard, maybe start with the line chart. I started learning from line chart and bar chart. If candles are too hard, like if you're a day two trader, then just use the line chart. Don't even use the candles. Learn candles second, because candles can get kind of hard. But eventually you're going to need to learn the candles and the volume. And then you start adding in some indicators and some tools. And then you start understanding the market. Okay, Cynthia asks, how am I trading when the market is closed? So technically I am not trading right now when the market is closed. As a swing trader and a longer term investor, I am doing technical analysis. So I'm charting when the market is closed. You could do that when the stocks are closed, this chart. And then I prepare for my setups. So sometimes you have to wait, but I'm basically doing the forecasting part. You could do that when the market's closed for stocks and crypto. So stock trading, you can only trade on active hours. There's a pre-market session before the day opens, 9:30 to 1:30, and then you have the regular day session, 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then you have a little post-market action. But if you're brand new, I would recommend only trading and trying to invest something in the middle of the day. Okay, great. So yes, so I'm not trading anything right now. I'm just doing preparation work, chart setups as they're called. So also, if you're new, you just kind of want to learn the price action. You want to learn the price because there's hundreds of indicators. That's more intermediate advanced level. If you're a brand new beginner coming here on TradingView, there are oh yes, Cynthia brings up a great point. There are signs here on the chart that of just price only that we were topping out way back here in November, January 2022. All right, so for Cynthia, yes, there is paper trading. I would highly recommend every single trader, investor, whoever watches my stream. What was that sound? Oh, somebody sent me a message. All right, so trading panel, right? You come down here. You have a premium account. Wow. So you click the trading panel, and we'll do some paper trading at the end of the stream. You connect. You have to turn it on, okay? And then that's how you can paper trade. And you pull open the broker screen right here. You connect it. Turn it on, and then the paper trading. This is how you could practice paper trading crypto 24 hours, 7 days a week, USD coins only in America. And then for stock market, you can do paper trading live. And you mentioned you have Thinkorswim. So Thinkorswim does have the on-demand feature, which I've also used and practiced many times. Thinkorswim has a paper trading once you're approved for it, which is phenomenal because you can have replay paper trading. Like you could rewind, pick any day, any stock, and practice that paper trading. Love it. That's how you get good. But just keep trying to learn. Practice, study, practice as much as you can, even if you only have 5 minutes per day. Okay, so let's look at Taylor's question. Okay, so you're playing so Taylor's playing regular puts or calls. So it's basically the same as stocks, similar, just up or down. Okay, great. Okay, so Taylor's just doing regular. That's the safe way to do it. That's the smart way. Don't bet your entire house mortgage on one trade. That's zero risk management. So the only thing is you want to be careful because once you start getting to options or futures or that kind of stuff in the market, is the risk management parts. You can get kind of blindsided by all the gains or the losses in options. Okay, because sometimes like a Tesla options, look at Tesla for Taylor's example, is you want to try to make an effort, and this is not just for Taylor, I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to everybody, is you want to have the risk management in place for yourself because everybody gets emotions, everybody has fear, everybody has greed. It's just how do we deal with it as people? Psychology, you have to know yourself. So with the risk management, it's a minimum as a trader. Like I've said, 1% risk, 2% target as a bare minimum risk management. If you don't know what to do, you just do this in the market. You never risk more than 1% of your account in the trade. So I would caution you, Taylor. Try to let's try to everyone make a effort to become technical analysts and as professional as we can. We do not want to become gamblers in the market. So we have to do whatever you have to do to try to um, control yourself. Because in the beginning, if I'm just completely honest, if somebody starts off in the market doing stocks, options, futures, crypto with no knowledge and no strategy, then that trader, a person is probably gambling, right? Because they don't know anything in the market yet. But once you start learning technical analysis and then applying risk management, and then the secret, like fourth secret, is psychological management, emotional management, mental health, physical health, right? You start not chasing every stock or crypto. Like there's certain day trades out here. Like I could just pick any of these. I didn't look at LAIX or BCEL. Indo's a different story. MXC or IMPP, right? I learned over the years. I just ignore all that. That's the thing. That becomes, you know yourself as a trader, and then you know what you do and what you do not do in the marketplace. So I'm just saying we have to be careful of it because I've met traders and investors who blew up their accounts and then I never see them again. They lost so much money they cannot trade ever again in their life. And it's like, okay, well, there's a reason there's a 90 plus failure rate in trading. All right, Cynthia brings up a good question. We'll look at Coinbase as well. Actually, let's do Tesla. I want to go in order here. So Tesla. All right, so Tesla is in the NASDAQ. It's inside the NASDAQ. Okay, it's inside the NASDAQ. Now, we just quick replay. Rewind to NASDAQ. Okay, we had this double top and it's pulling back on a daily. Our 1 hour is not even super oversold yet. So NASDAQ's not super oversold like it was on February 24. Fast forward Tesla, our EV stock. Is it oversold really low right now? No, it's not. It's actually just basing in the price. So let's get a Fibonacci up. get a support and resistance. I like the Fibonacci from this spot. Makes sense to me. We bounced off that 786 level, retested the 50%, finding support above the general 618 level, although it could drop in there. Then could draw channel. See there, right at the resistance, or not a channel, but a trend line. Excuse me. Then you draw the bottom, the bottom trend line support, and you can see if we just got rejected here. So this could have been a short setup or a put setup, just a regular put setup, right here. You had the same two candles on Tesla too, just like NASDAQ, just like Elysian as well. You had a shooting star with a hanging man right at a resistance spot. That's not good. The third resistance happened on this particular day. You opened up here at 881 and we fell down. So this would have been a perfect spot if somebody wanted to try to take the short, because you don't know if it's going to go up or not. Nobody knows for sure, but that looked like to me like a 60% chance, 65 that this thing is going down, and yeah, someone actually would have locked in 5% on the way down. Okay, 5% on the way down. So what I would caution people for here is on the intraday, are we extremely oversold on the RSI? No, we're not. Even on 15-minute, we're not. So we were oversold on March 3rd and 4th, but it's still death crossed on 1 hour. We lost this. It's under the resistance on the 1 hour here on the EMAs. We did bounce down for that one day in the post market. But on our 4 hour, am I going to long this right here? Probably not. Why did I long this side of stocks? Because there's a setup there. Here, the only setup I'm seeing long term is the potential higher low. So there's only two situations. So for Taylor to summarize this, you just play, again, support and resistance, 2 levels. Maybe I'll pull up an hourly. All you have to do is 855, 829, maybe 817. I'll just make it easy on you, just 2 levels. Right, 853 and 829. That's it. That's all you do. Meaning, are we going to break up above 853 for potential long, or are we going to break below 829 for potential short? As a day trader, you like the first couple hours of the market, that's what traders are staring at. 1 hour. But if you zoom out longer term, you want to watch out for, well, just in case something good happens, this could be a pivot point for a higher high up to 1,000 or 900. The opposite case, just in case, to let people know on stream, is if we're going to come down, this thing could go all the way down 800. We lose 800, probably going back down like 725. So there might be additional opportunities in Tesla. It just depends on which way the price breaks on this 15-minute. This 15-minute. Somebody could say, wait a second, isn't this some kind of upside down head and shoulders? Possibly. That's why it's on the watch list now. 3% target would be where? I can't see. 878. 878, that would be the bullish target. But if we break down, you measure the little box we just created of support and resistance, 2.75% downside. Nice. 809 would be our downside target. 809. And that's bringing us right into the 618 zone, which a lot of traders would like to trade at. And there was a sim triangle. There was a symmetrical triangle. We actually did break a little bullish out of there. So it's very suspicious what Tesla's trying to do here. I'd watch for that because in the post market, it's a little bit of up. Green out of a symmetrical triangle, alpha of upside down and shoulders. Like, interesting. Right? But the longer term chart is saying, well, there's no definite proof that we're bullish market yet. Not yet as an investor. Okay. So Cynthia, before I answer more of your questions, okay, I don't answer every single person's question because it goes really long. And people like don't stick around for it. So I'm just gonna say here, I'm streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, and Twitch. I have a free Discord if you want to join that, where sometimes I give, actually weekly, I give a free weekly watch list. about stocks, crypto, and stuff. So I can't. This is not a session where I can answer every single question from start to finish, beginner, intermediate, advanced. I usually just do like charts. So why am I in the 15-minute is because that's where day traders live. So you have to tell me what kind of trader you are, because that's why I jump between three time frames. If you're a day trader, you're a scalper, you try to make quick money in the market in the mornings, then you're looking at 1 5 15 minute, maybe hour. If you're a swing trader, you like to hold for a couple days, for a couple weeks, you look at 1 4 day, 1 hour, 4 hour daily. If you're an investor, you look at daily, weekly, monthly charts. So it depends on who you are in the market. But the reason why we zoom in is because on a single candle, you can't see what's happening. You can't see. So over time, Cynthia, you will probably know yourself as a trader. And again, I know you're new, so don't worry about it. But for me, I know myself now after trading. I don't like day trading or scalping. Why? Because I don't like to miss the bigger picture move too much. Like I'm the type of guy, I like buying AMC at like $3. I'm that type of guy in the market, right? I'm not FOMOing into AMC at like $50 or whatever the high it went to, right? So over time, you'll learn. Do you like fast and aggressive? You like starting brand new, fresh every day, trying to make 2% or something every morning? You like waking up 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock every morning. And to be a day trader, you need more than $25,000 in your account. So that's a barrier to entry right there. You need to be approved by TradingView. TD Ameritrade, your side. Um, so most people when they start out with like 1,000, 10,000, or 50,000, $100,000 is you're an investor when you start out. But then swing trading is more the more active trading where you're holding for 2 to 3 days because T+2 settlement, meaning the money. If you buy a stock, you probably notice that, and you sell it, you can't sell it in the same day because that makes you a day trader. You do that more than 3 times, you're penalized. Your account's locked. You're flagged as a pattern day trader. So if you want those questions, you could just ask Thinkorswim or ask TD Ameritrade. And believe me, I've talked to both of those people, right? And they'll explain it all to you. They have all the articles. But basically, you have to understand, are you a short-term trader? And do you have the account activated and knowledge to do that? Or are you a swing-term trader, medium trade? You only like holding for a couple days, excuse me. Or, or, oh, hold on. Or are you an investor and you like holding for 5 years? That's a completely different mindset all the way around. All right. So what I want to do, I kind of went like 20 minutes over on request. I want to do a little bit of bar replay and then paper trading on crypto. Okay, because paper trading, we didn't get into that. I think it was, who would ask me for it, John or James? I forgot, on YouTube last week. So I'm going to do it right now. We'll do one bar replay example, and then I'm going to paper trade crypto live. This is not the greatest time to do it, but we'll try. All right, so I'm going to use NASDAQ this time. The NASDAQ chart. I'm going to use QQQ. I'm going to use QQQ. And we're going to bar replay. So if you have TradingView, bar replay is right here. It's a rewind button. Discord info is in my TradingView profile. Let me go ahead and bring it up. A quick note about the Discord watch list is it's just a watch list. It does not mean buy it when I post it. So just be very careful of that. Here's my Discord. And if you just look at, if you find my name on TradingView and you look at my profile, all my social media links are there. Thank you for your interest. Let's do bar replay. Why do we do bar replay? It's a test of your skills and my skills as a trader. All right, so now I'm going to erase the chart. I'm actually going to draw a little bit. Let's bar replay all the way, but let's go back 1 year. Right here, the start of 2021, still in the pandemic. No indicators, only drawings. All right, so we had our coronavirus high, our coronavirus low saved by the federal government. Okay, great. We were in an uptrend for 1 year. We're at the highest point. I remember the market, CNBC, Bloomberg going bonkers saying, wow, we're at the highest point, record highs. When you're at record highs in blue sky territory, that's when you get a little bit cautious in the market. So before I'd even start this, so I'm rewinding the chart right now. It's January 2021 practice. You could do this in Thinkorswim. You could do it in Paper TradingView. So first you draw. Okay, where's my trend line support? Right down there, at least 2 touch points. Where's my resistance, trend line resistance on the top? There we go. So then technically we're not, I remember this chart vividly because there's a trend line here like that. I still remember this, doing this chart. So now you know, okay, well, we have a resistance trend line. We have a large target up here. So if it's going to go bull, then my target is 350. And we'll see if this comes to fruition on the charts. So we broke above our previous level of resistance right here at 303. This blue dot, our previous high. Okay, we're still uptrending here in this ascending triangle. Okay, I'm going to measure this little triangle. Okay, 6%. Breakout would be 330. Let's see if we hit our 330 target. So if I saw this chart and saw this uptrending like this is not the greatest spot to buy. I would have bought here. Here. Why? Because you want to buy low, sell high. Excuse me. I'll buy low, sell high. Probably for the index, do something at 3 to 6%. That's the first spot to buy. If I was forced to buy up here, okay, well, you have to put the stop loss below your, maybe right at a 300 psychological. Let's do longer term swing trading. 4%, 8% risk, 1% account total, and play. Gonna pull back off of our resistance, testing that support, breakout, potential, testing the support again, bouncing, consolidating, pulling back. But then we had the breakout. There we go. We had our breakout attempt. We did back test for that 1 day. Let me move this over. We did pull back, pulling back, but we should hold that low. We're trying to break to higher highs. So we hit our first profit target. Done. Basically, we hit the 6% target in the gray line. So for me as a trader, I would sell 25 to 50%, and maybe we definitely move the stop loss from down here all the way up to here, the next previous resistance. So as a long swing trader, you're already looking for the exit. Okay, as an investor, you don't have to do that. It's different. You could hold for like 6 months, but as a swing trader, you play your targets and don't get greedy. The age-old Wall Street saying, you're a bull, you're green, you're bear, red. Do not be a pig who holds and can't make decisions in the market. You set your target, you don't get greedy, you sell. Take the profit and leave some profits to ride. So here we go. A little bit of selling. You can see it was riding that trend line, but we fell out of the trend line. This is why you can't hold and be a pig, because you would have just, on that day, you would have came back to zero. No point in that. No point in that. All right, at this point, okay, now I would try kind of adjust the, so now let's say my hypothetical trade's over. This blue target's still there. I know, okay, that's the top of the resistance, alrighty. But what am I seeing now? Okay, I have to adjust the bottom trend line a little bit because we have some new points here already. Now we have an additional trend line up here. These targets are gone now. Still uptrending, but this particular pattern, it looks like it's a little too high. So maybe I would expect mentally, okay, we might get a pullback at some point. Let's see if that's true. Still consolidating, but it's making the lower low. Oh, we went down, right? So my initial analysis of, wait a second, just knowing this price is too overextended, I just knew from experience, okay, at this point in the charts, we might get a pullback down. So if someone wanted to short that, could have tried to short this using other indicators with the 1% or 2% stop loss. You hit your 4% target, You get 10%, you're done, out of there. For an index, okay, so at this point now, I'm seeing maybe a potential upside down head and shoulders just from price analysis right here. Okay, let's measure that. Let's see if this is true. 4%. All right, so if I long this 4%, let's see if I'm gonna be right on this trade or not. Put the stop loss below the low, target is 6%, or 4%, whatever you want to do, and let's see what happens. This is trading, because I don't remember the chart right at this point. Nobody knows what's gonna happen, right? You just try to play it. You put the risk on. Would have actually got stopped out on that trade. No problem. So, okay. So if it's going to consolidate, I might shoot and fire again, but a little lower this time, right? So would have got stopped down that trade. But buy again. See what happens. There you go. There you go. All right. So this is why you don't give up in the market. Just because you have one loss and one red, you don't quit the market and run away, right? So this one would have made all the profits back, no problem. And let's see if it keeps going. All right, so somebody took their profit there. Why? Because it was the measure move of the triangle. 4%? Is this 4%? Right there. About 4 or 5%. So somebody on the intraday said, I'm out. Somebody took their profit. They're out of that market. Trade. So for me, I might have sold some there or let it ride. Let's let it ride. Obviously, my stop loss is way here up here now. So it's at 330. So even if I close my eyes on this particular trade, which I don't recommend. But I'm saying if you're busy or something, you put your stop loss up to lock in your profit. You don't let the stop loss stay down here. Move it up here. So if it even crashes down, you made 5% profit. You lock it in. Just like my recent trade on crypto on VeChain. So now it's holding that. Consolidation. All right, we have potential double top. Maybe a short play might be in here. So maybe I'll close this particular trade, open up a short position. If it's going to go down, let's use a small one, 1.1% stop loss, and let it go. Because you have a potential double top. There you go. There you go. How many days did that take? There you go. Stop it right there. You're already in the profit. Okay. This is a very intermediate to advanced. If you're a beginner, you're probably like, how am I going to do this? But this is years of technical analysis experience using no indicators, which I don't recommend doing that. But you have to practice. You should practice like this, like what we're doing right now on your own free time. Bar replay the indexes and crypto and do it yourself and learn the easy way. The hard way of learning is losing thousands of dollars or your whole account and then understanding the mistake. Don't do that, please. I don't recommend that. Paper trading, bar replay on TradingView is your best friend. All you're spending is time. When you lose money in the real market, it's double bad because you lose money and you lose your time. You lose your life. So that's why I don't like doing that. You don't have to learn the hard way. So what setups can we learn from this? In March 2021, there's upside down head and shoulders on daily. Here, there's a double top. That's bad. Short that. So if you know advanced TA, you know that. Or now you learned it, right? Double tops are bad. Double bottoms are good. So I would have closed my short out. I'm done. I'm out of here. As a intermediate swing trader. Now let's see what goes on. I'm not going to do this forever, but you can see, okay, now we're starting to consolidate in the market. This is where I started getting a little suspicious about the market because we had this trend line and then you see now here, we're going sideways. I don't like that, right? Nobody likes that. You want clear direction in the market. So I might erase the bottom trend line and the middle one. So you can see our blue target is still there. I'm still in back of my mind. I know 353 might be the bull target. But we have to adjust this one down here. I see a new trend line on the bottom right here. That's why we stopped. So that's why you kind of have to actively draw more. You could leave a 2-year trend line on there, but you have to draw more. If you want to have better chance of success. Now you see another wedge forming. So, okay. if we went from high, low to high, maybe the bull target could be 353 up here. I missed this pivot point support down here, but let's just pretend for the sake of the education, what if I try to chase this a little bit, even a little bit, to target my 4% up here? Let's see what happens. Gonna get it? Consolidation, that's not good. That's not good. But we get a little bull break. That one day would have been a little nerve-wracking to people. This one day, June 2nd. But did it hit my stop loss? No, so I'm still in the trade. We're gonna hit the top of resistance. Hesitating. Have to wait a little bit for this one. Little nail biting. There we go. We're done. Out of the trade. Sell. You're done in profit. That one is usually, I don't recommend this style because when you buy continuation, it's 50-50 until you see the other side. Okay. So then now we're closed with the trade. And now where are we? We're at the top of the resistance. So two things are going to happen. We're going to break out and retest, or we're going to reject down. So if I'm a short, maybe I'll try to play, just for example, on stream. We're getting close to that 352 resistance target. So I'm going to try to short this just for the sake of stream, educational wise. And I mentally don't even remember what happens here. Let's see. I'm going to enter the short position. We see a little bit of selling. Will I get stopped out? Hesitation. Yeah, I got stopped out. So this particular trade didn't work. Did not work. That's okay. Then you move on to next setup. Okay, here maybe here. Maybe I was too early on the short, right? The breakout play happened. Let me try one more time. Let me just see. I usually don't short this aggressively, but let's just set up all the examples. Wow, I got stopped out on that one again. But don't give up. Don't give up, right? Maybe I would have entered another short on the second or third day. Okay, would have. So two of those trades negated each other. There's no point in doing that. Right? So that's why sometimes on setups, like short setups, you want to be careful. Because I already know from experience, this is not like a super overextended move. It's building though. Potential head and shoulders, maybe. But is this a setup where I want to short this? Not really. Because why? Because it broke out and retested already. So sometimes I don't short that aggressive. In real life, I would not do that. Okay, so this is like, you don't want to always do that. I like long setups better because it's very easy. You buy here and target where? Here. And you can let it ride. It's fine. But you saw there, the short risk management was only 1%. You see that, right? I didn't do 7% risk management because then I would have lost all the money in my profits on my trade. I'm still in the green mentally on this paper trading. We're still in the green. Okay. So if I got stopped there 2 times, I want a little more clarity. All right, so we're not coming down yet. Need to rechart this at this point. Move the pivot point to up here. So now what it means is this old resistance became support. Now it's a resistance. So it's a new ceiling. Maybe somewhere here, if we don't break up here, you might want to take a short. Soon. Now it's riding the resistance. Let me see. Okay, can we do it? Okay, now it's getting a little suspicious. So remember our old 353 gray line, that's now acting as support, the old target, but that's way old now. So just here, I'm waiting for this. It's riding a new trend line. Okay, if I was wrong on the 2 shorts here, fine. But it looks like it's going to get rejected soon, so I might want to enter the short soon. Maybe here on this particular day. Why? Because you have how many rejections down? Right here. This is it. 1, 2, almost a double top. All right, let me put my 2% here. Target where? At least the 4% target back down to downside. Let's see if this is going to play. I have to scoot this over a little bit. Warning sign, hanging man. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, we got stopped out. Very interesting. right? So sometimes the 4% target is too big. If I only did a 2% target, then I would have succeeded on that trade. Let's keep going here. All right. So please keep in mind, this is not how I actually trade. This is just price educational example. Right? For this particular example, now I would short using just taking a quick look at my other indicators using multi-time frame analysis. I would short here. That's why indicators exist. Now let me re-enter the short based upon my criteria. Do a bigger 2%, target that 4% one more time. This is trading. Sometimes you get stopped out and then you just don't bother with it anymore. Would have got stopped out here. It's kind of funny. It's like every short is failing. But sometimes that happens, right? This is why you paper trade. So, okay. I would enter one more time here. Why? It's like how many times? That was like the 5th short we had to try, right? This short didn't work. This one didn't work. This one didn't work. This one didn't work. This one didn't work. Now, this one might work. Why? Because it's consolidating. How many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Resistance. So you don't give up. I don't quit the market. I would have shorted right here. Here we go. I'm going to do, okay. Now I'm saying, let me target the 6%. Let me do a 2%. One more time. Get that lower high bounce. There you go. The gap down. Lower high, hopefully. Gap down. Finally, we hit the target. Okay, on that one day. So shorting, sometimes for shorting, you kind of need to use, you can't just do it on price alone. Just doing price analysis, I do not. In real life, I wouldn't have shorted this part. But for the stream, for the sake of education, let's say somebody was a trigger happy short, we would have got stopped out quite a bit there, right? But then this particular short would have made all that profits back, plus our long profits. So in the end, you're still in green, depending on your account. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? This one's tricky. That's why I don't short every single setup. This one was a way better right here. You have to wait for that one. If I was going to short it, I might have done a much bigger percentage stop loss so I don't have losses like that. But shorting at the top of an uptrend, this is uptrending right now, is dangerous. That's why you don't do that. So just using price alone, sometimes it gets stopped out. But where was the actual short signal? If you know RSI, if you know MACD, is right here. Right here. 380. Why? Because you have this resistance going sideways, loss of momentum, loss of momentum. 4 hours. I think it was a head and shoulders, maybe. Yeah. So that's why. Technical analysis all about timing. Boom. 1.7, that's 2%. We went to 4%, and then you would close your short. I right at the bottom here. Okay, and then people know from my actual trade, I didn't actually short that in real life. I waited. What did I wait for? I waited for the long here. So I'm more long focused. We ended our paper trading right here, and this turned to upside down and head and shoulders, uptrend, right into earnings. I bought Apple right here, and then longed it. Bought a bunch of stocks here. Made money. Okay, so that's why as a short, there's a good educational lesson here is that you don't want to like randomly fire. Okay, that was just a example based upon price analysis that we knew we're getting into some high zone. Okay, we did have some little intraday scalps like here. You could do that. That's fine. That's fine. You would hit your 2% target if you did this, right? We actually would have made money if I shrunk the target. Like, if you think about it, right here on this blue, if I made the target smaller, we would have hit the profit every single time. Sometimes if your profit target's too big, you actually get stopped out. Like this, if you did a 2 to 4, it's too big for that one swing, for that couple days swing. It's too big. Once you get a real pattern, you could open it up to 2 to 4. This one was 6. Beautiful. I ended up shorting for real over here on QQQ. Okay. Like on Netflix. Remember this? When you have this in the market, oh yes, this is the ultimate bearish setup. 25% downside. And where do we go? We went negative 37 on the short. Right when we lost the support. Netflix. And then why do I have this green box here? Is, well, baby, if we could hold this 352, excuse me, we might this might turn to a double bottom. If the war stops, right? Potential 25% on Netflix. But it might take a long time. So again, what's the lesson that we learned today? Is paper trading is very valuable, right? Oh yeah, this is like an example too. I did a random paper trade last week just to prove to people why we don't buy in random spots. I'll look at it right here too. This is too random on the charts. It's at a high. This is a maybe yellow flag area to short. So that's why you kind of need to, sometimes you use indicators to figure out, is it going to be good or not? It was a potential spot, but we bounced up one more time off of some good news. But then you see here, we finally got the bearish pattern, the head and shoulders. Okay, so maybe I should wait for that. Good lesson there. You lost no money practicing like this. You lost no money. And people know from last stream, instead of shorting this, what was the proper thing to do? I longed it here and we sold it up here. Or sold half here and sold the rest here. So that's why you have to know that trading is never a 100% accurate, perfect job. There's probably no strategy that is 100% accurate. If there is, the person who invented it would never tell anybody. Maybe like Renaissance Technologies, you know, the algorithm, the most profitable algorithm trading firm in the world, they might have like 80-90% strategies. But most people, it's 60-70% if you actually wait for it. Right? So let's go to, does anybody have any questions, requests before we go to paper trading of crypto? So what I want to show before I do that is randomly, before we ended the stream last time, I placed a random trade on Tesla to prove to people this is why you don't do random trades. Okay, let me bring up the little thing. Trading. Let's turn all this off. So this is why. It's gonna be hard to see. So on stream, I was showing, okay, the general risk reward 2-to-1. Okay, so where do we fill at? 862. We're pretending we had a $100,000 position, and then I just randomly bought something. Where do we buy at? I didn't remember. 862. 862 was up. Oh, this blue line. Okay. So this is a good example. If somebody tried to buy this breakout, it didn't happen yet. It didn't happen yet on Tesla, and then you got stopped out. Almost stopped out. Stop losses where on this trade? 820, or the paper trade would have got stopped out. That's why when you buy high, this is what happens, right? For me too. If I short, Jimmy, it's for just Jimmy. Yep. I was doing paper trading for Jimmy on YouTube. Thanks so much. Okay, right here. You don't want to buy high and try to sell higher. Why did I make so much money on Roblox or Roku? Because I bought low and then I sold high. Buy low, sold high. Buy low, sell high. Okay, before we get to more examples, let's go to coin. Casey wants coin. So Casey, you have to remember that what is Coinbase? It's a crypto exchange. It's a crypto exchange inside of the NASDAQ. Recent IPO, April 2021. Before you even look at the charts, maybe take a glance at the financials as well. How good are they doing? Earnings, they had one bad one. Check the earnings. Earnings, one bad one. But still, downtrending. Okay, it's at a support level. Fibonacci this. From bottom to top. Are we at lower lows? Not yet. If we lose, the number you want to have, we actually just lost the low support. The close. Want to watch out for 169. 169. We just lost that. Market close was what? 165.75, so it's down. 169. So up here, I would draw a trend line. If you study TA, if you study a lot of the books, you'll know, unless we have a trend line breakout, it's not going up. So Casey, I recommend if you it would be better if you just say short, like coin short entry, right? Let's do one more. This is the last example I'm going to do for Casey. Let's do one more because he's actually giving his entries, so it's very interesting. Let's watch this. Same, it's a potential. All right. Casey, when you type your stop loss, just type the number, you know what I mean, instead of loss of 1388, so I don't have to calculate this. 1388, and then you gotta add it. So 162 plus 1388, 175.88. Okay. Your stop's 175.88. And your price target is 138 at the bottom. So he's shorting this. Okay, it's not really, did I do that right? 162, it's not really 2 to 1. But okay, 1.75 to 1, but the stop loss might have been a little tighter. But whatever. So again, Casey, I think the issue is you like to, it looks like you like to short down support breakdowns, but you want to watch out for that because the big lesson, for example, on QQQ, what I want to point out, let me just rewind for a second, is why did these 3 shorts fail besides this one is because you're in an uptrend. You don't want to actually short an uptrend if you're very conservative. Okay? You don't want to do that until you have a big pattern, like a head and shoulders or a triple top, okay? So maybe I should have been a little bit more restraint for that. But we're in the general zone, okay? So the thing is, which is good about this particular setup, is at least it's in a downtrend, right? Like we're not trying to short here. You know what I mean? That's an uptrend. Don't do that. Right? That's why you might lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, just like on paper trading. Because if it's not the right spot until you hit the pattern, it's nothing. It's just uptrend. Bulls are in control. The problem here is, well, it already rejected off the trend line. Same deal as QQQ and Atlassian. You had the shooting star, big doji, shooting star here, and then lot rejection down. So the aggressive day traders, they started here at 195. And they already hit their 2 to 1 target. They already did that. So just be careful. The only other way I would recommend, just like Robinhood style puts and shorts, is if we lose the 157, then maybe somebody could play the breakdown of here. So it's going to be a little bit tricky because you're shorting down after a shorting move has already completed. But it depends on your time frame now. If you're going to hold it for a long time, okay, I can see that. Maybe even 123 is a target long term, like a 3-month play. But if you're trying to short for 2 days, well, it already happened. That's why you want to be careful of that, Casey. Even for me too, right? We don't want to short an uptrend, but if a short move on a downtrend has already happened, you actually don't want to short that try to chase the short. Like you don't want to wait to see too much red and then try to catch it. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Like here, for example, maybe it could work where you say, oh, we had the gap down here and then you had 2 days of short. But then if you try to short it down here, it was the bottom of that move. So it might go down a little bit, but then you might get a pullback to the upside. Okay, so right now it's neutral zone. It's like maybe it'll short, but the 1 hour and the 15 minutes is already lower. So you want to be careful of that. 1 hour, 4 hour. Maybe the only thing that might save us is that the 4 hour has a lot of momentum to downside. So you could try to pick that up. But the 1 hour you see here, it's already getting ready to pop back up one of these days. So be careful. Be careful. Shorting's tricky. Because shorting an uptrend is very tricky. Because where's the top, right? That's always the question. Where's the top? If I looked at this price only, I would have been too early again here. The top was over here. The big top was in the head and shoulders. Shorting right at the X. That's why sometimes patience is required. Okay, let's go to some paper trading. Jimmy, are you still in here? Let's do some paper trading. Let me reset the account. I think I explained this to everybody already. Everybody gets what I'm saying. 100K is our paper trading starting amount. And let's go with TradingView. We can only trade paper trade USD coins. So usually that's Bitcoin. This is not a perfect example because Bitcoin is not going to move 10% in 1 hour. It doesn't do that. I might pick something. I'll just use Bitcoin, although it's big numbers, but let's just do it. USD, I'll use a Coinbase because it's a USA exchange, erase everything. The problem is we're not going to sit here for 8 hours. So I can't like, swing trade and live because it's not going to, you're going to have to wait like a day. So we can't do that. The only way for me to simulate the paper trading is by going to a 1 minute chart and then just pretend the percentages are much larger, right? It's just a practice. 1 minute, sometimes I have to go to like 30-second chart, which is not a good habit to do. But this is generally how you practice, okay? You could just practice your TA skills doing this. And this is better than bar replay because it actually keeps track of the equity and the profits and the losses, right? So get a position size calculator. All right, so for now, right now, I'm gonna still do like a 2-to-1, but very, very small moves. Okay, forget about commissions for right now because it's gonna screw up the example, but you have to factor that into your real trading. But for practice, let's just pretend we're doing raw 0.1% stop loss and 0.2% profit target. Basically still 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. Okay, am I gonna long at this spot? Probably not. Probably not. Although there is momentum. Actually, I'm gonna take that back. Now that the EMAs is different. Going to 5. Actually, I will long in this spot on a 5-minute trader. Why did I take that back? Because if we look at the daily, all right, we're at this trend line support. It's not the bottom, it's getting the 1 hour is pretty low from our analysis. If you start getting to 15-minute, wait a second, this is upside down in your shoulders right here. Or at least not upside down in your shoulders. It's a dirty one. Someone could call it Bart pattern. Some people call it a pennant. It's not upside down. Upside down in your shoulders would be beautiful. Perfect like that. So it's not like that. But it looks like possible 1.65% breakout if I'm going to do this right. So the target is like 39,719 on a 15-minute. You might have to wait a couple hours for that to come to fruition. Did we already miss the low bounce? We did. On the 5-minute, I did already miss it. That's why I'm hesitant to push. But since we have a 1-minute up cross, okay, let's play it. We're just going to sit here for a while, but let's play it. So what are we going to do? You bring up your 2-to-1. We're playing the breakout of the up cross. So where are we going to buy? 39.072 or whatever the market price is right now. But the more important thing is your stop loss. Where's the stop loss? 38982. These whole numbers. 38982, which is 0.02%. And then the profit target 39227. So it takes some time. You got to figure it out. What I respect about Casey is he has his entry, his stop loss, and price target. That's respectable. As a long or a short, he has the risk management down. Let me buy this thing before it runs away from me. So now good till cancel order, meaning you don't want, day will just last for 24 hours. Week is 1 week order, month. You just want to do either a day for day trading or GTD, good till destroyed, good till canceled. Buy. Right? Quantity was very small quantity. Actually, let me do this again because I want to do a huge quantity so you can see. So remember, our 1% stop loss is we could put $10,000 into this trade. Okay, so I have to calculate it first. Coin. $10,000. Bitcoin. Oh, 0.25. Okay, that was actually correct. Let's just do it again. Buy limit. Somewhere now. We're long in this trade. And then I love TradingView because it like has little arrows and stuff like that. But now you're in the trade. Is it the perfect spot? No, it's not. Right? We're going to have to wait a while to get a perfect spot again. But on a 15-minute, it's generally in the spot. Where is the perfect spot? Right here. 645. Yeah, upside down head and shoulders off the 1 minute off this low. I would have liked to buy there, but for sake of time, we can't rewind. So we're just going to pretend we buy now. And now what setup are we playing? We're playing this golden cross 1 minute. Is it a good time to buy right now? No, because it's Saturday morning in Asia market. Or like lunchtime or something, right? It's a Saturday. There's less liquidity on the weekends. Could it go up? Yes, it's probably going to go up because we crashed down on this 1 hour, right? If you kind of zoom out a little bit. Plenty of room to bounce once, right? But to see this come to fruition, you have to wait 5 hours or so. So we're not going to do that. So we're keeping the profit really, really small, for example. Is it already going up? Yeah. See? If you know your setups, we just bought close enough to the bottom of the support level here on the EMAs. Okay, our take profit might be too high. It might take a couple of hours to get there, but it's going to get there probably. But this is the kind of mentality you have when you're like paper trading. Is just like Casey. First you have to decide. First you have to decide. Are you a long? Are you a bull or you a bear? Do you want up setups or do you want green setups up or do you want red setups down? For most people starting, they can only do green setups because they don't have margin account. If you're in USA, it's just you start off doing everything green basically. Okay, starting off doing things green. Don't care about this. I don't care about that. I know it's crashing right now, but I don't care about that. Why? Because I have my stop loss set up. Did we buy at a good spot? No, we didn't. That's why I'm expecting pullback. So if we get stopped out, who cares? Just buy it again. Right? So first you have to understand, am I long green or am I red bear? Then you have to understand what type of trader am I? Am I a day trader, scalper, swing trader, or long-term investor? Then you understand, well, what assets am I going to even trade? Then you figure out your risk to reward ratio. We're going to get stopped out here. Why? It's a bad spot to buy. Personally, I would not long there. You could try though. We're down $20. That's fine. This is a great example. There you go, stopped out. Why? Because was that low relative in the triangle? Was that low or high? It's kind of on the high side, right? Would have been a better short scenario. So if it's crashing, let me wait for this thing to crash. We'll buy it again. So this EMA up cross was a fail. Now we wait. So where would I like to buy? Where would I like to buy? Maybe right under 3,900. I want this thing to crash one more time. Down here, I want to buy here, actually, as a long. I want to buy low, sell high. I want to buy here. We tried the breakout, fail. Okay, wait for it. I might have to stick on one more indicator on here. Still though. 5 minute, see right here. 5 minute, is it low? No, it's not. 15 minute, is it low? Well, kind of. But 5 minute, 1 minute for scalping, is it low? No, I personally I would not even take that trade, but for the sake of education, we took the trade. Do I even stay on the 1 minute the whole time? No, I don't. At this time on a Saturday, right now, no, unless something's happening in the market. But let's keep charting the TA. What's happening is this triangle is getting closed in here. And you can see the triangle setup. If the big play in real life, this thing is going to go 1.63%, it has to break out 1.63% here first. But it looks like it wants to retest this bottom one more time. Patience is the key. If I keep firing 5 times, buy here, buy here, buy here, buy here, buy here, I'm just random, I'm going to get stopped out and lose too much money. You don't want to do that. There's a clear bull setup here. There's a clear bull setup here. This one was a little V-shaped recovery, but those had nice setups with the bear reversal. The double top here. This one could have been foreseeable if I was staring at the charts a little more carefully. Is we had a lower high here, and then the algorithm shorted it down. A little bit of a bounce I'm expecting before it pulls back. We did get the bounce to see the 2 green candles. But okay, if it's going to downtrend, that's why on 1 minute charts, you got to be quick. It went from uptrend to downtrend. Okay, we tried to play this. It failed. I'm expecting it one more leg down, then I'm going to buy it down here in this area. Let me put an order just so people know. Yeah, you have to wait. 38,933, let's just call it right there. So somewhere at the support level. 0.2 to the downside and 0.4 to the upside. Let's get 38930. I'm doing whole numbers for sake of easy. Stop loss 38859. Take profit 39094. With the, I'm still using $10,000 and I'm going to put my buy order down there. And now it's locked in. Okay, so you see that for stock trading, you have to be kind of good when you're putting the order. You still have to type the numbers. You know what I mean? Like on stocks, I still calculate, okay, what's my $10,000 position? What's my stop loss going to be? What's my take profit? Before I even buy anything, right? I identified a potential setup. This 1 minute EMA didn't work out. That's fine. You just move on to next trade. So I say, okay, we're going downtrending. Then I want to buy low. Where's low? This general support cluster somewhere down here. Either 38,909, 38,862, or 38,838. And then you just wait. Half of trading is just waiting. If we get stopped out here, I'm just going to buy it again. You know what I mean? Well, you can't keep making too many mistakes, but we know it's going to be low enough. So I just know somewhere down here, wherever it's going to be, it's going to stop. Probably. It's a high chance, 60, 70% chance this is where it's going to turn around. Low, high, low. It might even be a little bit higher than where I want to buy, but somewhere in this zone I know is a support. So I'm not staring at my P&L. I don't care about the previous trade. I moved on from that mentally already. I'm already on the next setup. Where is it going to turn around? And you have to wait. While we're waiting, we can draw some support. It's like, okay, we have support here, support here, support here on the gray line. I'm looking left. Support, 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 support. Where's the resistance? Right here, here, and here. Now we have clear levels to play off of. It's bouncing off this one support here, right at 39,000. Right under it. Now my hands are off the computer for this one trade. Now I just do TA and watch. Calling it out, potential double bottom on the price. Right here, potential double bottom. No divergence setup on the candles. Also, please note that the price is under the EMAs, right? So there's some bearish momentum happening. The thing with trading is you have to wait for it. Okay, so now it's crashing. All right. Just like day trading in stocks. Just like day trading in crypto. Now we did our TA, right? We have our support and resistance levels. I know that a time frame, higher time frame up, like a 5-minute 15, it might get bounce continuation off of the support level. So I'm waiting for it. Waiting for it. Are we super oversold on our side? No. So it could go all the way down to upper 3800s. You just have to kind of wait for it. There are other indicators that are available. There's different oscillators. There's so many. There's like 50 of them. But for now, I'll just stick to these 4 indicators. And again, this is not 6:30 and 9:30 a.m. That's why the market's just not moving. Okay, a little bit of bots. Let me zoom in way big so you can see the price, actually, the candles. So this is a good practice for candles. We have a lot of bearish candles in a row. We got rejected. It's making the lower low. I just bought my position. We're long in this trade now. It just bought for me. That's what that little beep was off the support level. So I identified the setup. Low, high, low. Somewhere down here is going to be a low, and we should bounce up to get the lower high. Will it hit all the way to my take profit level? It might not, because the Bitcoin doesn't really move much right now. We might have to wait like 1 hour for it to happen. But you know what I'm saying, right? Is that's part of trading. Sometimes you buy and then all you have to do is just babysit your position. As a day trader or as a swing trader. If I was going hyper aggressive, then I might do like 4 of these trades at one time. TA is never 100% accurate, her metrics. What a famous trader taught me, one of my mentors a long time ago, was that you just want higher than 50% success rate, 2-to-1 risk, and you'll be fine. Long term. What screws people up is emotions and being too chasing after stuff too much. Okay, so I'm buying into this low for the sake of the stream. I'm gonna buy more. Excuse me, my nose. I'm gonna buy more just for the sake of stream. Let's buy another 0.25. Yeah. Okay, so just mentally I know these are my stop loss and take profits, but I doubled up on my position right now. Because it looks like we're pivoting off of here. Because for the sake of the stream, I want to make sure we're making money, okay, even for paper trading. So I'm going to double up on my position just because I'm buying at the low relative here now. Is it the perfect low? No, but I know it's in the low zone for me. It's in the low enough zone. If it goes down again, I'm going to buy more. Why? Because I know this particular setup, it could take 30 minutes. But if it's going to keep going down, I'm going to keep buying this thing. Okay, if we get a pivot point, I'm going to buy more. So we're seeing the support level that we're fighting right now. The bulls and the bears, the bots, the algos, they know this line is here. They know this number exists right here. So if we pivot up, I'm going to buy more just for fun on the stream. Okay, so now we have $30,000 in this trade. If we get the pivot point up, I need to, cover my cost and stuff of what I lost. I lost about $28. Okay, so I know mentally this is my stop loss down here. We're risking 3%. Like figurative lesson, okay? So waiting for it. So now what do we have? On the candles, we have a potential, we had a, let's explain these candles right here. We had doji into a shooting star. So some shorts, the algos, they already closed their position right here. Then we have a, we might get 3 white crows if this ends up green, but it's 40 seconds till it ends green. Even if it pulls back, it's fine. Because this might form into a double bottom. That's fine. It's fine. Don't panic. Right? If it's going to crash down more, I'll buy some more. But understand, I'm buying more low. I am not buying more up here. Because then you'd be in tremendous distress, negativity. Okay, my stop loss is only for that initial first position, but mentally, just from experience as a day trader, I already know it's down here before I have to stop everything out. It's building. Oh, we got a 1 hour death cross. That's not good. But if we double bottom, I want to buy more. Okay, so now we have $40,000 in this trade. If I might have to shrink my take profit, maybe a little bit down because I don't want us to sit here for 2 hours straight. So if I shrink my profit down to like maybe a 1.7 or 1.5 or something, maybe we'll try to do it up here. Okay. Is this the exact 100% style of trading I always do? I recommend? No, it's not. It's just a paper trade example. You have to wait for this. Sometimes it fails. So what's going through my mind right now? I'm not panicking right now. I'm not thinking about other things right now either. I'm staring at the charts. I'm analyzing, okay, we're hovering above this support level, consolidating. We need to really break above 38,945. This particular gray line right here to get a little bull move going. Although we are holding the pivot point nicely at 38,925. We're trying to hold this level. We're getting some momentum on the MACD. That's why I'm buying into it. We have a little bit of bullish momentum on the RSI, but it needs to officially break this 38950 range. Maybe I'll put in a big yellow line so you can see. What's the brightest color here? The pink line. We need to break above the pink line. The market is fighting right here. If this was 6:30, 9:30 a.m., like we would have finished by now. But there's no liquidity right now. Everybody's eating lunch on a Saturday, or they're sleeping, or people in America are just off right now. Friday nights, unless something happens, nothing happens. Okay, maybe 5 or 10 more minutes, then we're just waiting. Keeping in mind, I understand that if I have to stop loss, if I'm completely wrong, okay, for the sake of this trade, I went 4 times more exposure. But from my experience, if it's going to be a textbook trade, it should break up in about 30 minutes. And then I will sell it for profit later. I'm not panicking right now. My hands are off the keyboard and mouse, so I don't make any panic adjustments. We already have our entry, the pink, our stop loss down here, our take profit on the paper trade of Bitcoin. We do know that we are at a support zone. We haven't bottomed out yet. Maybe 10 more minutes. I'm hoping to catch the lower high bounce to the upside. If it crashes down more, this could be an issue, right? If we lose if we lose the 38,919 level, it could be an issue. But keep in mind, this is just scalping Bitcoin paper trade. It's not a good idea to paper trade like this Bitcoin every single day because the fees. You need to make way more than 0.25%. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't paper trade crypto on stream. Because it's just not it's a little slow. But if you want to practice, this is how you practice on these types of stuff, on coins. It's better if you practice on during market open hours, like Monday. If you want to practice, if you have like 1 hour lunch, practice, 10 minutes after you eat food, just practice a little bit. Or we get a little bear breakdown, no problem. No problem. I still have my stop loss. Algos, they know. All they have to do is sell to panic out the beginners, right? But I know. No, I'm not going anywhere. Eventually it should pop up. This is a scalping example just because Bitcoin. If I do real swing trading, we have to sit here for like a week straight. We can't do that. So for crypto paper trading, I usually just do a scalping example. Excuse me. But the fees right here, maker taker fees, I think I could show this on stream, right? I don't think this will get me in trouble. Is on Binance US with a regular size account, it's 0.2% per trade. So yeah, you could do leverage scalping, yes, but then for globally in America, we don't have leverage scalping or leverage futures or anything or options for the masses in crypto. That's why I don't scalp crypto. I don't do that anymore. I long crypto. Like I need to make, 10, 20% profit. But if you're international, you could do this leverage scalping if you know what you're doing. This is advanced level, right? I'm not showing the beginner setup right now. I'm showing the like intermediate advanced level style. But that's why for US, this is why I just don't paper trade crypto anymore or trade crypto, day trade, because you have to make more than 0.2%. And so that basically means with liquidity, you have to make 1% minimum just to get out without slippage. So you need to make like 2% profit, probably minimum. And you could do it though. It's definitely possible if you're good at it. But for this example, still waiting. Someone might try to short me out here, but that's fine. It's like let me bring up one of my for scalping, you have to use something different. Let me just bring this up really fast. Okay. So I'm not in bad shape. It's just a matter of waiting. Might actually buy some more. That's why beginners would be like, "Oh my gosh, what's happening? I don't understand." Or like, "We're gonna fail. We're gonna crash." But if you're advanced, just have patience. Have patience. The pain is temporary. It'll be unfortunate if I get stopped out here. This is a terrible example, but don't give up. Looks like if we're getting another leg down, might buy some more on this trade. Might wait 45 seconds though. I want to see what this candle is. We might get a nice bull momentum up here, and then maybe 30 minutes from now, we might be up here somewhere in the upper 38,900s. There you go. All right, I'm buy a little more just for the sake of the stream. Now we're getting a little bit of momentum going. I have to wait 15, 30 minutes for this one. Does anyone have any questions while we're waiting? Like, why did I do this? What does that do while we're waiting? A bearish reversal. Looks like the bots are really, really fighting. Bots still want to give up. It's kind of funny. Are we at 5 minute oversold? No, it's not. So this is a very aggressive scalp that I'm doing right now. A very aggressive scalp. May or may not work out. Because if we zoom out, if we really wanted to get a bottom, it was one of these. Okay, this is not the bottom, that's why. But because I don't want people to wait 5 hours for the next setup, we're just going to play whatever's in front of the screen. Okay, I'm going to buy a little more. Just because it looks like it might finally having a turnaround on this 1 minute chart. Just stay relaxed. Yes, we're a little bit down in the operating profit, and I did for the sake of the dollar value, I have to put in a lot more money just to make something move off a 0.1% move. But I still have my stop loss and my take profit. It's all the same. But keep in mind, we're only down on paper negative $50. No biggie. No big deal. Even in day trading, you need patience. And without liquidity, without real human traders, Bitcoin doesn't really move that much on a weekend. So what's happening? Potential breakdown of this resistance. This was a great short actually up here. This first one up here, losing 39,000 was a great short. But if I don't short it, it's okay. I'm going to log it. I'll be right back. Yeah, I don't recommend walking away from the computer, but because I know the setup and I to clear my throat. So we almost got stopped out, but we didn't. We hit the bottom of the support, and now it's going to see if we can get a reversal to the upside or not. Quite a large short. Very, very interesting, right? If you really think about it, it's like, wait a second, we tried up here at the 39,000 range, and we got shorted down 0.5%. And how long was that? 40 minutes? Finally, we might get a turnaround, but it might not go the 0.2% that we're looking for fast enough on stream, or 0.5% fast enough on stream. Might be sitting here for a long time. So here we go. We're finally getting a little bit of this turnaround. And again, that's why you don't panic in the market, right? My average price is somewhere like 38.9. Average fill price 38.932. So probably should, for the sake of the stream, right here. Now we're getting some action. Could take a little while. So using all our TA principles that we know of, we went from a downtrend in this 1 minute, seeking out our lower low, which is what I was trying to buy. Did I buy at the exact perfect bottom? No. If I had a lot of patience off in my real life, I might have bought maybe towards the bottom, but for sake of paper trading, I'm just buying in general areas for the stream. Still waiting for this turnaround, but what can happen, like I said so many times on my stream, is from a lower low, right? It's gonna pump up, but it's not gonna go straight mooning to 40,000 in 1 minute. It doesn't happen like that, rarely. What happens is we get a higher high, then a little pullback, and see if we can get a trend change reversal, but we might sit here for another hour for that to happen. Sometimes on slow days on crypto, you're just sitting there on the computer. So here's our first pullback. If somebody's very, 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 very tight with their money, they would have only bought down here on these 3 candles, right? But for me, I'm being a little loosey-goosey with the money paper trading right now, kind of to mimic real world traders, like what would actually happen in real life. Because nobody's really gonna buy the exact perfect bottom spot every single time, right? So let's see if we get continuation or not. If we don't, it's gonna be a strong lesson. I don't want to buy this second order. There we go, the bear break. No good. We got stopped out. There's a lesson there. We have to wait for a new setup. Okay, this is not a great example. Why? Because would I have done that in real life? No way. Would not have done that in real life. Because on the 5-minute 15, it's not low, right? We tried to play the support breakdown. I tried to play it on paper trading, and it didn't work out. So we need to wait for next setup. Wait for next setup. Probably should have picked a little more volatile one, so we're not sitting here for a long time. All right, if it's going to crash on me, let it crash. Come back to the market, do it again. This is why, one of the reasons why I don't scalp crypto, these are setups I would usually never take. Let it crash. This is real world trading. Sometimes when there's no liquidity on a weekend, Friday night, Saturday morning, there's less reason for it to go up. If it was 9 o'clock a.m. on a Monday, 9:30 a.m. on a Monday, very, very different story. But if it wants to crash, that's fine. Let it crash. Go be my guest. Very nice bear setup, actually. When I want to practice going long only on the stream. So here we go. I might start buying. I think we're loaded up on 1.5, but let me just do it in half units this time. unit. It's not the exact perfect spot either, but I'm just doing it on stream again. Save people time. This is how you practice. So since we're way out of here, second order to hit. Why am I buying now? Because very interesting potential setup. Next time, I think the example I'll do is something way more volatile because this was way too slow for paper trading example. I don't want to. I don't want people to just sit around here for like 1 hour doing nothing. So, even if we're looking at the indicators, it's like, okay, what are we looking at? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, I want to buy some. Low supported area, we're fine. Set a size up on the position just because I have to bring this back. Average fill price was 38,792 on the scalp. 0.1% stop loss. All right, now we're getting some of our losses back from the first two trades. And as a trader, I'm gonna have to sell soon. Okay, I cannot hold this thing forever. So the sell-off is happening. All right, we're getting a little bounce here. That's fine. Let's start taking some profit soon. Maybe for sake of the stream, a good rule of thumb is I'll sell a little bit. Lock in some of the profit. Let it go up a little more. On the way up, you want to be selling on the way up. So let me just sell the next 0.5. You're gonna get a little continuation bounce or not. I have 0.5 quantity Bitcoin still in the position. I'm paper trading. It might not bounce up though, because this is a very strong move to the downside and the upside. Is it high RSI? No, but I don't want people to stay here for 2 hours straight. So let's just close everything out. Okay, just close everything out. So how much money do we make on paper trading? In the end, we made $60. My initial risk, we did have one. I did make. I'll be honest. I did make a little bit of a super aggressive play here. That was too much, but in the end, we're able to come up with a profit. Okay, the initial. Based on experience, sometimes there is some like weird stuff that happens like that where you have a fake out bear break sell out and then you have a big pump up like this. If I was using maybe a slightly different tool set that I used for scalping, it would have been a little better, but you can't get everything perfect, and if it goes up one more time, who cares, honestly, because as my target profit was $50 for example, and my mental loss target was like $25 or $30, but obviously you did see at one point down there we were down $300, which is not good. But for sake of example, that's kind of the life of a trader. We had general 2-to-1 risk management. I had to use much larger position size, like up to $40,000-$50,000 or $4,500, just so you get some like movement on the equity curve on the profit loss. Okay. So that was the example of paper trading. It wasn't like the perfect example. I might have to paper trade one time during the real market hours, because right now no humans are trading right now. There's very few humans trading crypto right now. I was facing off against bots. The bots, so you have to understand the bots, what they try to do to me right now. If we just have a quick replay, what the bots try to do to me is the bots try to kick me out of my position. This is algorithmic pressure. Right here, lower low, lower high. This should have bounced. If it was normal New York time, 9 o'clock New York, we would have bounced right here, up to here. That was textbook. But the robots are in control right now on the weekend. The bots, okay, we fold down here, right here. See, called that potential, but that's okay. Right, we had a huge one here. So this one is the market makers and the bots trying to kick me out of the position. If I was a complete beginner, I would have quit the market right there and be like, what am I doing? Like, why? Right, and then just have a rage moment, and then you quit the market. But I know from experience, no, no, no. Robots can't push me out. You know what I mean? Had to manage that risk, manage the position. You notice I didn't panic on stream or in my life. You know, set the stop loss on the first trade. The second trade, I had mental stop loss because it was moving fast. So I don't have time to type it. Sometimes you have to do that. But that's why you have trading view. You have this little box here. You could just keep moving around and such. Okay. So day trading, buying these in review, right? If we were very disciplined, I would have only done the first order and then skip the rest because there's less risk management. Right? I had to size up here just because of this particular play didn't work out, and the bears try to short me out here. But it's like, all right, well, let me swing back as a bull, understanding my position size and my risk management, and then we made profit. Sometimes once you kind of understand robots and algorithmic trading, you get a little better at it. But in terms of, for me, would I even play any of these setups in my real life? No, no way. Why? Because I know on a 1 minute, 5 minute, it's not even low for me. It's not low enough for me to long this thing right now. A 1 hour is maybe a swing trader, right? I might do this, come in here. We don't have time for this, but you know, do a much larger stop loss, a little micro 0.1, 0.2, doesn't even matter. That's why I don't scalp anymore. You could do something like this, like a 6%, 3%, the $10,000 position or $1,000 position, 5% stop loss or 3% stop loss, and then just make it work for yourself. Because the 1 hour does look like it's going to bounce that same logic of the oversold and the lower low. It's just scalping is very bot based. So we were just witnessing how does it feel like to verse and go up against robots for the most part, right? You play that one little scalp. If I want to do this again on stream, I think I have to be a little bit more patient because it's Friday night and it's Saturday. So even for me, playing some of these here was not perfect. Maybe need to be a little patient for this one. If I got stopped on this trade, that's why I need to catch this one here for that profit. Okay. Is this helping anybody? Just let me know in the comments if this is good or bad. We're just practicing paper trading for fun right now as an educational example. Please let me know. I know the comments is delayed, so I'll just wait a little bit. Great, great, Hermetrics. Nice. And again, I don't recommend scalping big crypto in the USA because of fees. You have to make guaranteed more than 0.4, 0.5% with slippage. So you have to guarantee make 2%, 3%, 4%. And the Bitcoin doesn't move that much in 5 minutes, right? You're gonna have to, it takes you a whole day to get that squeeze that out of Bitcoin. And if you have to try to do that every day, watch out. My next stream I'll probably do on Sunday night, USA time. This was a very strong educational stream in terms of like real examples. I want to short this a little bit for you guys. Let's go back to 0.25%. I missed the spot, but let's start building a short position just for the sake of the stream. See if we can get one more short position example. That's not the best spot. I should have shorted while I was talking. Let's try to get See if we can get one of these plays out of here, and then we'll end. It's not really a good spot. I might have bought it at a higher low, but oh well. Let's just do some TA. The resistance, I was playing it up here. As a J trader, you gotta go this fast or even faster. Right, so we found a support here. The next target is down here. Intermediate target here. If it bounces up, I might short down more. Is it a good spot to short? Technically, no, but I'm just doing it for the stream. We're just jumping to the market at a seemingly random time, doing some TA, getting some setups, and trying to see what happens. But is this personally setups that I would play every single day with real big money? No. Because there is no setup. At this thing, there's nothing. If we get a rejection down, great. But in real life, I wouldn't play that setup. Why am I playing it? For potential is okay. Little baby head and shoulders, and then if it gets rejected under 38,872, you can make a little bit of profit here on the scalp. We're talking a little bit of profit. So if I get stopped out, I'm not, you notice I didn't put the 1.5 Bitcoin back in here. I'm 0.25 Bitcoin. $10,000 Bitcoin, not $50,000 Bitcoin. Okay, so just in case it's failed, you're not risking a significant amount of your profits. So now we're in risk management mode. For scalping, day trading, you kind of have to use a lot of indicators, or not a lot, but you can't. It's very difficult to scalp and day trade with just price only. It's just you want to know the price setups. Potential scalp because maybe we have a down cross on the MACD and the MACD histogram. RSI is in lower neutral zone 40s, but let's see if this MACD will bring us down or not. I might have to even go into seconds chart, which I don't like doing that, but we might have to do it. 30 seconds or 15 seconds. Okay, the short might not work because it looks like it might want to bounce up on the 15-second chart. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and close it because we tried to see if we're going to get continuation, but I'm not a huge fan of shorting off a potential low. I should have shorted up here if I was going to short. So let's close it before we have significant loss. All right, we did make a little bit of profit on that trade anyways. But you know what I'm saying, right? This is not a perfect example. Scalping Bitcoin paper trading on a Friday night. But still, you could still learn some stuff. Maybe if you guys want me to, I mean, if you have to go, feel free to go. Let me just do an outro and then I'll just keep paper trading for fun a little bit. All right, so thank you so much for watching and joining. If it's late in your country and you have to go, live your life, like please go. I wish you all the best. Please, if you like what you saw today, you learned something, anything, go ahead and give me a follow on TradingView, YouTube, and Twitch. I also have a free Discord where I give a free watch list for stocks and crypto, maybe more long-term setup, swing trading, and investing. Right now, we're just doing some crypto paper trading scalping examples just to practice some TA. Well, I did actually short. So again, scalping Bitcoin is kind of comical sometimes because it's such a big asset. Let me see if there's something else that's way more volatile. Let's go. What else do we have USD? Maybe we could scalp like a Doge. Let's see here. Let's go Coinbase. We'll try a bigger one. We can try scalping SHIB or Doge because those are much smaller penny coins. They'll have much more bigger moves for us, so we don't have to sit around waiting forever. Let's try SHIB. See, if I long SHIB, you see how big this is? The 3% off of our exact same setup where I bought Bitcoin right here. It would have been a much better paper trade example. And then it's clearly easy to short it. So sometimes you have to pick the right asset, right? I knew going in Bitcoins, this thing's not going to move for us enough. But if you look at like a Doge or like a small penny coin, Doge is bot controlled. I don't like this. When you see a chart when it looks like this is 100% algorithmic trading. I do not touch this at all. You could tell. You look at Doge and you go back to Bitcoin, there's no liquidity. Bitcoin is real. Wow, that would have been a nice short, but that's fine. So right here, you can see there's more trading, more liquidity. If you go to a Doge, nobody. Robots. Look at a SHIB. When it's there, the setup is there. Let's look at ETH. ETHUSD, it's kind of minor. But see, this big flush, this is what I'm saying. A lot of traders want to try to buy right here where I was buying at the support. It went up a little bit, got stopped out, but I know from experience, oh, robots try to kick me out. I'm gonna buy this again. Then some market maker needed liquidity, took all the retail shorts, and then tried to bounce it back up. We had a nice little short opportunity right here on ETH. Cardano, very similar setup. And see, I exited. It's a very, very quick scalp, and now it double bottom here. It might turn to a long setup. Scalping is very bot and algorithmic dominated in stocks and crypto. That's why you have to be careful. It's good to practice though. So I'll go maybe 5 more minutes. Okay, and so if we just think about our profit loss and our equity and the risk that we're taking today, at one point it was a little spicy dicey in terms of there was that one little flush moment, but that's because the bots, algorithms, they tried to kick me out of my position and make me quit. I know from experience, no quitting. I could have patience and wait, but no quitting the market. Meaning don't run away in fear. Right? So this would have actually turned into a nice short, and then we could have played the long bounce as well. Let's try to do one more, and then we'll sign off. Let's try a little more volatile for practice, Shiba Inu. All right, before you even jump into this, you got to understand where we are on the daily. Take a long-term approach. Get some Fibonacci levels. Like I said, we're bouncing off that 786 right now under the resistance of these EMAs. Potential little triangle setup. So SHIB at a short term, right here, it's close enough to the 4-hour support. 1-hour support, it did bounce. See, in the 15 minute, we did get that bounce, trying to uptrend reverse. So SHIB was a better day trading selection. In real life, I might have played a SHIB or a Doge if there's liquidity. So we had this breakout. This is 2 hours ago though. So 2.3%, and we did go 4% with a nice pullback. Is it uptrending on the 5? Yes. And then we had the final pop, the blow off top pop on the 5 minute. Now we get down to our 1 minute. So we've done, for scalping, we've done our time frames, going through the process. Now, keep trying to draw your trend lines. Keep trying to draw it, right here right here, meaning right here on that flush. I just knew from experience that's a flush down, and for SHIB it was the support level, and then went to the top of the channel. Beautiful trade. Let's try to see if we can get another one on SHIB. Patience though. Is it low? No, SHIB's not low. That's why I'm not going to touch it now. But like, we could get ready. We could do some calculations on SHIB. So let's pretend if I want to do $10,000 scalping on SHIB, Inu. This might be harder to calculate. because you have to divide it by 0, 0, 0, 2392. So on your crypto exchange, it's better because it'll give you the dollar value. Okay, the reverse way I could do this is just use the calculator right here, already in here. Okay. So our take profit in dollars. So if we know we have $10,000 account or $100,000 account, what's 1% risk of that? $1,000. 1% risk. So that's why even in the Bitcoin trade, I knew I had room. Okay, with this size account, you have room to play around with some of the position size. But for this trade, $1,000 maximum risk. So I'm not going to do the full 1,000. Maybe I'll do it in pieces, like $250 risk or $500 risk. So my take profit is like a 200. If we make it really small numbers, right? You're only risking $100. Try to make $200 on the day. And then it's just a matter of units. Right? So if this changed to like 2,000, this changed to 1,000. Okay? The amount of units that we're going to buy is different. On your crypto exchange, it'll calculate it properly. For some reason, TradingView, it doesn't do it in real time, so you have to do it mathematically. Right? So sometimes Shiba is a little confusing. I'm just being completely honest. Sometimes when you get like these weird penny coins on TradingView, it's like, well, you gotta calculate it. So you just kind of calculate it by eye. 0.00. I know it needs to be 0.000. There needs to be 4 zeros in there. Okay, so 100,000 might be too ridiculous. Okay. Generally get it right. But even before you calculating that, it's like, well, is it even a good buy spot right now? No, not really. That one big flush down where I bought the Bitcoin, a lot of altcoins bought algorithm trading. You see, it's the exact same pattern. Almost to the dot. We tried to buy the breakout here. It didn't. We have our lower high and then flush down to support low everything. And then you have a Morningstar pattern down here. Bot's going to eat that up. So for me, I'm not looking for another entry until this 2300 zone. So I have time to calculate and, take my time. That's why in day trading, Scap, you don't want to just keep panic buying or panic selling and flip-flopping all over the place. Please don't do that. Right? Using the TradingView tool, sometimes on these coins it's a little confusing. But still, it's good. If you're trying to do it for real, you got to practice it for real. So where would I like to go long? Let me just put a number out there. I want to go long 2377. A little bit larger profit to risk. So my stop loss 2371. Okay. 2371. That's very, very few ticks down. So then our take profit would be 2392. Even this thing is not working well. All right, I might not be able to use SHIB as an example. I might have to do something that's not super Satoshi level. So at least it needs to be in cents. So let me do a different example. Just pick Cardano because at least it's in cents. So just open this chart. We already did the TA where we know it's in its super downtrend on the daily. The 4 hour, it's getting there. The 1 hour is pretty low price. In the time of this stream, we went down another leg down on the price. Did get a little of this 15-minute, and so we had our upside down head and shoulders, which I might try to play off of. See if this turns out to be real on Cardano on the 15-minute. 2%. Right? Is it low? Again, it's not the lowest place to buy. That's why for day trading scalping, if it's not your setup, like for me, if I see this, I would not even play it. But let's just try to play it anyways. Try to make it work anyways on paper trading and learn. So we hit our bottom support level on this big little dump here on the 830 dump. That was 30 minutes ago. Very nice. So you can see it's like Bitcoin. Again, we tried to play the 1 minute up cross. Okay, it failed, consolidated, fail, had a bounce, then big flush down. Bought that, went up. There is a 30 seconds head and shoulder. You see that? Pull back down to a double bottom on the W. Higher low into this double top M. That's why I'm not going to log this right now. It's just floating inside the triangle, just bots versus bots for the most part. So when I see this on a chart, I'm not excited to buy yet. Might have to go intraday, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, not ready yet. So I'm just going to wait, patiently wait, get a risk to reward setup going on, identify some support levels, resistance levels, and then wait. So where might I like to go long? 83 cents, 83.38 to be exact. Maybe 2.25% to 0.5% on the upside. That looks like the average range for this day trading right now in this environment. Losing some of this momentum. If you ever try to day trade stocks, it is way more aggressive than this. At 9 o'clock, it's like 50 times more aggressive. It's just the market is quiet right now. It's just all algorithmic. Sometimes as a trader, you're just sitting here doing technical analysis. Get your risk to reward, start to calculate the position. Whoop. Screen went black. Okay. So with a $10,000 position, you should be able to calculate this now. I could buy $12,000. I could buy 12,000 Cardanos. Because if you have a $10,000 position, you divide that by the price, which has to be closer to 1 to make sense. The price is what? 0.8365. So I could basically round up. It's basically 12,000 Cardanos. So finally you have an easier unit to play off of. Okay, you have 12,000 Cardanos. Then you have your 0.25% down here. So that would be 8315. You got to type it in the box. 8315, and your take profit target 8380. 80, good till canceled order. Just double check everything. For some reason, this doesn't look correct. Did I do that right? 8315, and the target should be 8380. This should be $100. So calculator's a little strange. Oh well. So let's defer to the target box. You know what I'm saying. Risking 0.25% to downside, targeting 0.5%. Now what matters if you really think about it, if I try to control my economy, if I try to control my equity, is I am not trying to buy 50 times a day. Because you saw what happens with bar replay and with some of these paper trading is if I'm really patient, there will come a time where I know it on the charts, it's the time to buy. So if I'm just sitting here staring at the charts right now, is it the time to scalp Cardano? No, it's not. You're gonna have to wait for it. Even in day trading, this is very slow pace for day trading, but you have to just wait for it. You could do this, where I could put the order in, 8333, and then we can come back to it. You don't have to always stare at one single chart. So let me do this. So let's leave that there. And for the sake of the stream, let me switch to a bar replay of a 1 minute, like a stock. Let's leave that there in the background. So we have our, it's all calculated. We just leave that in the background. Now, let's say maybe I want to scalp the SPY. I want to day trade SPY, right? Or QQQ. Let's try that on stream. This will have much more large liquidity. And for this particular example, you just live through it. This is why I partly don't day trade crypto anymore, because when nobody's there, there's not many good setups to actually do. The stock market has much large liquidity, meaning people trading. That's why I'll actually do it. Trade. Also, there's no commissions in stocks, so if you're good, there's less money lost there on commissions. But let's play today. Let's rewind today. Okay, I know we already saw what happened today. But let me just like try to pick a random day and then we'll play that random day. Like let me just pick one. All right, and so a bar replay back to here. Let's get a little bit in here. I'll bar replay on a 1 minute. It's the same time frame as as Bitcoin, but the volatility is going to be like 10 times more heavier. So this one we'll still use, I'll still do like a 0.25 or 0.5, but there's just no paper trading console anymore. So we'll just do this. Pretend we go. I didn't really memorize the chart, so we'll just go. It's in the pre-market right now. It's 8:55 example on whatever day this is, March 1st. Similar like Bitcoin, we have a 1 minute up cross in the pre-market. Seems like it's fading down. Let's see if this up cross is going to work. Let me speed this up a little bit. Okay, we got the down cross on the EMAs. All right, it's almost market open. Market is going to open in right at this pink line. Basically in 2 minutes from this example. So it is a 1 minute up cross. That's good. But is it very low priced? Just like Bitcoin, not really, right? The pre-market stuff was all down here. QQQ, NASDAQ. This is a potential up cross. We just came down from a head and shoulders. So I'd be a little bit more careful. Plus there's Ukraine war news in the background on this on CNBC. So I'm gonna maybe just watch it a little bit in the beginning of the market. Oh, so we get in this particular case, remember when I tried to buy this particular setup on Bitcoin, it failed, but here in the stock market, it actually went up, right? So this is what I'm talking about. When you have real people playing setups or real people in the market, you would actually already be done by now in the first 10 minutes of the day trading. But for this example, let me just let it run. Okay, so I would actually try to short a little bit up here, but missed the opportunity because it was going a little too fast. Let me slow it down a little bit. We're getting these bounces here on the QQQ, but see we have the lower high here, so they shorted that down. So again, it wasn't super low here, but you had support. That's the first place you could buy as a long as the green. But if you're a short in the market, you wouldn't short there because that's the bottom. of a support move, right? You want to short in the air. I like to short when things are like what I call it in the sky. When the price is flying high in the sky, that's where you want to short. You had 2 minutes as a day trader. You had 3 minutes to make a decision. What are you going to do here? 3 minutes to decide and put your order in, and you do it. As a scalper, you have to be fast. Then when it closes out at the profit target, right on the dot, 0.5%, 2-to-1 risk reward, you get out of that trade. And it's playing again, but it's starting to lower high, lower low, lower high, and starting to tighten up. So you have time, you have a couple minutes to do your TA and say, wait a second, we're in some kind of triangle right here. All right, is it low enough for me to buy? Super low? No, I would wait a little more. If I missed the beginning morning, just wait a little more. Did bounce off that, but we're getting a death cross, but still bouncing. Fine, fine, little momentum, a little bit of piercing, but this is very, very bulls versus bears, symmetrical triangle type of feeling. For me, it's 0.38% volatility each way. So if this is what I'm saying, when you have a support, when resistance and support is you want to not buy stuff in the chop middle. That doesn't make any sense. You want to play this clear break. Someone would have got faked out right here by the bots. So just be careful of that. I'm saying you just want to 347, watch out for that resistance, 345. So let's get a potential short box, a short position. We leave the long position here. And then we'll have a short position just for example. All right, this volatility on the index might be, the boxes might be too big, but you have to pick your decision. Like, are you going to short it from the top or are you going to buy it from the bottom? Does that make sense? Like, what are you doing in the market? Are you a bull? Or are you bear? If you're starting out, you don't have a margin account, so you can't be a bear. Unless you're Robinhood options. So then we keep going. All the major volatility is done. So, okay, maybe if we want to try a short entry for the practice is let's pretend we're going to short the break of this support. We know that the channel is like a 0.25% and see if we can play the break down all the way to our target of 344 and see if that's going to work. Pretend we have all the money figured out, right? $10,000 position, $1,000 position, and we're doing a very, very tiny scalp on a $1,000 or $10,000 position, right? 2-to-1 risk, we have that all figured out. So just that's running in the background because it's a bar replay. See if it's going to break down for us. Hold it. It might go up a little bit. But see if it's going to, we didn't get stopped out. You see, now we're good in the trade. And this is what it feels like when real humans are in the market. You saw Bitcoin. This thing didn't recover and started dying, crashing, right? There's a difference there. You can feel it. Am I going to get stopped out? Oh, I did. Very, very interesting. There is actually a reversal setup there. So that short, the targets were too big. That's fine. So that short of the support breakdown didn't work. But let me try one more short of this actual resistance rejection. So it's a little safer, just like we learned all on stream today. If you're shorting, you want to short when it's high, right? Let's short up here. Shorting down here, it's like 55% or something. You want to try to short up here. So let's just pretend if we're going to buy here, we might get stopped out, but just pretend the general logic of shorting when it's high. Okay, we would have got, stopped out on that one candle, but let's pretend, okay, well, I'm going to short again because I think it's high and we're going to come low on the charts. Beware, it is up cross, so you're actually shorting something that's going up. We should get momentum, a little bit of momentum down. So yeah, this one, I would have exited the short here. It's just a super baby scalp. Okay, let me actually do a stock. Indexes, unless you're leveraging, right? There's like 4 opportunities in the beginning and then one big one here. And then once it goes up, it's like, I'm not shorting that anymore. So let's pick a stock like an Apple or something that people actually use. Oh, that's too bot controlled. Try oil, for example, because I know it's so volatile as practice example. Because I actually haven't day traded oil for a little bit, so let me try on practice mode. Just pick a random day. Pick a random day. I'm just gonna not remember what happened. Let's pick this day because it looks choppy and I'm not gonna remember the moves. Bar replay from the beginning. And let's pretend I'm a long only because I know a lot of people want to long oil, buy oil. The question is where? If you're coming in as a day trader, it's where would you do that? So let's practice and find out where. It's already uptrending. Oil is, right? You can see here, oil is uptrending, losing a little bit of this momentum. So before a little bit of homework, you want to draw some support and resistance lines. One here, you could draw one on the top. Then we have resistance temporarily, pre-market 77, 76, 75, 73, 71. We have some general resistances above 80, 85, 81. We just do those. So now you're generally ready. You know USO is uptrending. It's been uptrending on this 15-minute for a while now. Now, if you just try to scalp it on USO, let's see if we can do practice. It's a little more volatile, so you 0.5 to 1% on the upside. Now let this thing play out. I'm going to have to slow it down a little bit. Still pre-market. I need to go a little more fast forward. Still choppy. Some traders are starting to come in. These are European people. All right, so it's getting close to the market open and all right, so the market opens. It's been open for 2 minutes. All right, so let's pretend. Here, it already hit this super low at 6 o'clock. That would have been a nice scalp. It was 3%. But here, it's already death crossed. So it's possible it could come down more. So let's just see if that's true. There's only 2 ways we're going to get out of here. The higher low is going to establish and then go up. Or it's going to short down and get mega oversold. Then I need to long. So I need to long in 2 spots, 74.43 or 71.57. For the sake of this stream, let's just see what happens when we short it, right? Because it's already downtrending. There's already that on the charts for us. It's not a perfect short spot, but let's see. And then you don't have to risk any real money to do it this way. Right. Is it really high? No. It would have been better to short it up here at 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, $77. Let's see if we can get this short. Keep in mind, oil's an uptrend, but in the morning. It's looking like it's creeping up on us, so it might not actually come down. Might get stopped out of the first trade. Yeah, we got stopped out on that piercing candle. Okay, so then you move on and say, okay, if it's going to uptrend, example, maybe you long it then. Because we tried to say, well, if it's going to pull back on us, it would have went down. But we already knew if it's going to go up, then you got to switch to a long. So you could try, right? You could just try your idea and say, well, if it's wrong, then you flip it. But we prepared for both scenarios and know that it's not random TA. So even if we go here, we could try to catch the bump up. All right, if it's going to turn to a higher low, so maybe I'll sell in the 76.13 range if it gets there. So pretend I buy here, save money at risk. If we get continuation. All right, so obviously we would have sold right here on the 76.12 or very quickly after because it's going to pull back on us. All right, so we did, that's what I'm saying. You just prepare for two scenarios, and then a very sensitive trader would have played the triangle and see this breakout, close the short, it's not going down. And then you would flip it to a long, make your profit, sell about right now, you're 2%, and then I would start looking to short soon within the next 5 to 10 minutes. So we actually made money on this day. We had one small loss for 0.5%. We made 1% or whatever. You could scale that to whatever, how much money you're gonna put in the trade, right? But for here, it's hitting that upper resistance zone. So I'm thinking, okay, if it's gonna be textbook trading, this should pop up one more time and then maybe come down, probably. So I'll put a stop loss 0.5%, see if it's gonna be true. Let's pretend we short it on this candle. Pop up. Might have been a little too early on the trade. I think we barely survived that. We barely survived this trade. You know, 0.5% is so tight, but you know, some people do it that way. Okay, then we would have made money on this trade too. Right? So then at this point I might have been done for the day. Right? Depending on how much money I just made. Because what happened? Here you had this triangle set up, which is measurable. All right, 0. Let me see, 0.5%, and then it went beautiful 2%. Then what happened? It started making lower lows. We're losing momentum, but then there's also a head and shoulders. See that? It might actually go a little lower, but I hit my profit target, I made money, I'm done. It might go with 0.7, 1.4 down to the downside. Let's see if it hits this bottom target, and you can try to re-enter the long for more examples. But can you feel the difference? You saw this versus Bitcoin on a Friday night. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everybody? There's a reason why Americans switched over to stocks and options in USA market in late 2019 into 2020. This is the reason. You have much more liquidity. And USO is like the hottest oil ETF because of the crisis right now globally. Right? So depending on how much money you're willing to risk, that was basically 2 winning trades, 1 small losing trade. We'll try to pick up 1 more trade. Long. See if it's going to work out. And you have time to make these decisions. You know, even in 1-minute candles, you have this, let's see, from here to here was how many minutes? You had 20 minutes to make the decision. 10 to 20 minutes. As a day trader, scalper, you had 10, 20 minutes. And you know, you gotta still do your TA. All right, we have we have this ascending wedge that was in my mind, but I'll draw it now. You have 2 setups and you lost that. We shorted down. But now that we are breaking out of that wedge to the downside, you can also measure it just mentally. Okay, about 1%. And then all these targets here with Fibonacci on day trading. So I might want to pick some up. Let's see if it goes down to 74.50. It might not though. On the next long setup, I'm trying to play a bounce. I don't have to, but I'm going to try on the paper trade. Let it go. Let it move. If it hits my target, it didn't. A better spot to buy was 75, so I might miss this trade. Okay, so let's pretend if I miss the trade, didn't hit my target, am I going to try to chase it so hard? No, maybe not. I might put another buy order, like maybe at 74.92. See if it fills me there. Nope, so I missed this trade. That's fine. Sometimes you miss trades and then let it go. All right, so now the second trade, because we had the lower high bounce. Now I know, okay, I might have bought way too early on this trade, right? Because the bounce already happened. Lower high, so I'm looking lower low. So maybe I could buy here. Pretend it did force me, but I would like to buy a little lower in the upper, in the $74 range here. So I might have to do multiple orders for this one. Let's get another order down here. It's gonna crash down. Yep. So this first one might get stopped out. Or not. Okay, this is actually a different setup now. So I might double up on my position here because I like this double bottom off the 50% retrace in the morning. I like this. Shows me the supports, a little bit of momentum. Okay, I would buy the second order. So I'm double long right now with the same stop loss in this general area. And let's see how far we can go up. It looks like if it's going to go up, maybe 75.44 or 75.64. There, just barely in a couple minutes. We should have sold here. The first order should have sold here, 75.54. There we go. Now we're done. You see that? So that's why stocks versus, like, you just saw examples of stock day trading versus crypto day trading. The liquidity definitely matters. Okay. If nobody came here to buy US oil, this would not have went up here. It would have fizzled out and went down. But there's a lot of people in the USA stock market for options and such. I mean, stocks and option trading. That's why I prefer stocks for day trading. And then if we flip back to crypto, so we had how many? We had like 4 successful trades and 1 small loss. So that's a great day. I would eat lunch right here. I'm done with these trades. We'll just see what happens. So I'm close these trades, and as day trader, I'm about ready to go eat some lunch. I let it crash on me. I could play short, but it's fine. I have my profit target. See if it's right here. You see a triangle formation. About to lose that support. Maybe short it. Shorting down. Try to retest that. Oh, but during lunch it comes back. So, you know, USO is kind of a hot stock, right? These 0.5 to 1% is, you know, it depends on your profit target and how aggressive you want to play the market, because now there's a little different pattern coming up as this wedge, the pivot point. So here I'd actually be eating lunch right now. So for me, 4 successful trade versus 1, that's a great day. I could just stop. I'm done. As a day trader, I could just stop. I'm done. But if you're a swing trader, which I also am, you saw we're just playing the 1 minute scalps, right? On that one day. But sometimes you get a multi-day runner like a USO and you don't want to scalp. Right now we're doing medium-term trading, right? Because instead of me getting 1-2% scalp or on whatever I was doing on this one red candle on the day, is if we on my stream, if we all bought here on this day on this right here on the arrow, right? You held that and you did a swing position for longer term investing, 10% to downside, 20% target. We were up 60% on our trades. So that's why I actually prefer swing trading if you're not such an aggressive day trader, because day trading can be unprofitable if like a trader is not good at it. You know what I mean? Like it could be bad. If you have no good system or strategy in place, day trading is the fastest way to lose money. Okay, somebody asked me thoughts on Cardano. We're actually trying to paper trade Cardano right now. I don't think it hit our order. No. So this one on Cardano, I'm going to cancel this because I need to end soon. We canceled this. So again, on Cardano, this is why time is important for day trading. If I'm 30 minutes late, I miss the setup. So instead of trading Bitcoin here, we could have traded Cardano or SHIB or Dogecoin and made a little bit larger profit. And it's consolidating here. So if I was aggressive, okay, buy these support levels. But it didn't, it went in the uptrend. So sometimes your order misses and that's fine. You don't get filled on an order, just move on, next setup. So here, eventually when it starts getting up into the blue sky zone of way up here, way out of here, then I might want to short Cardano up here. But if you're coming in on the stream right now, we have to back up to the daily. And we're going to end here. I did a lot of examples. Some were useful, some were not as useful because if it's a Friday night. But Cardano on, let me not use Coinbase. Let's use Binance. Let's get a real. Well, you want to use real TA, okay? You want to use real TA and not just trying to base it on like a hunch or something. Is what I mean by that is I understand what you're saying. However, you want to use the technical evidence on the chart. So what are we talking about? The price and the volume and the trend lines and support and resistance. So on our daily chart, even our weekly chart, we had our topping out here on our folding over and the loss of support of the dollar. I kept saying if we lose dollar, we're in some big trouble for Cardano. If we do a long-term Fibonacci from low to high, we already lost the 618, a usual reversal point in crypto, longer term. So keep in mind when I'm in this. Thanks so much for watching and joining, everybody. I'll do some more better examples maybe next time. But we just work with what we got here on the Paper Trade on Friday night. Thanks so much for tuning in. See you next time, Jimmy. So the longer term on this weekly here, we already lost this support. So if you're a longer term investor and swing trader, we're looking down here at 65 or even 36 cents based on the TA. There's a trend line resistance on the daily on the upside. Right there. There's also a smaller intermediate one holding the price down right now. We also have the trend line downward sloping wedge. We're right at that trend line. So using this evidence with the resistance and the support on the bottom. So using this evidence, now we have some real targets and this one wick down here at 75 cents to say, oh, if we pull back, because we know we're in the downtrend right now on Cardano, this is textbook downtrend. It's seeking out the lower low, the weekly lower low. Okay, so wherever that's going to be, it could go all the way down to 67 cents. It's weakened right now, less liquidity. We do have an intermediate bounce on our 4 hour if we do a baby intermediate Fibonacci. Yes, it's in the 4 hour 618, so we could get this bounce going on. The 1 hour is already bouncing. Remember 2 hours ago when we started the stream, I was saying we could get the bounce going on our cryptos. It's exactly what's happening. I started the stream right here. Or excuse me, not right here, but I think right here. Okay, and I called out, oh, this might go up in the hourly, the 4 hours, exactly what's happening. Now our 15 minutes getting a little bit higher, right? So if I started paper trading, right when we started, we would have had much better success because that was the correct buy point. I started paper trading like way after the move has happened, so it's kind of, less fun to watch. Okay, but on the indicators for today, we just got the lower low for the past 12 hours. So we have a hammer candle here. If this holds, we could get the bounce up for the next 1 to 2 days over the weekend. Or just a small one. I'm not saying we're going mooning right now, but we might get a 3% bounce on some of these cryptos. Okay. So we already bounced off this low, and that's why if you understand what the bots and algorithms do, you understand what's happening right now. Okay, but if you're taking a much long-term approach, then yes, if you're an investor, wait for lowest price possible. That's the key for all the trading that we just did today. If you realize what I did, if I'm trying to long set up anything, is you patiently wait for, you identify with your technical analysis support, resistance, trend lines, then where's the low spot you might want to buy? For scalping, it works too, although the targets are much smaller. Like your 1 minute, 5 minute, 30 seconds, 1 minute. For swing trading, because we identified that setup, we knew, well, this could be the low that we're just staring at it right when we started the stream. Right, 15 minutes, 1 hour, you get a little bit of this triple bottom upside down head and shoulders. You buy some crypto, you long that, and you hold it for couple hours at least. If you bought that on stream, like when we started, for example, the target's 3%, you put your stop loss 1% and then go, eat a snack or something. Just hang out on Friday night. That's crypto trading for day traders. All right, everyone. I think I gave so much examples today, and not all of them were the point I was trying to make, because there's even a lesson in that itself, is that if we just randomly jump into the market at any random time on a Friday night, and there's no humans trading, there's no big hedge funds institutions, they all closed down for the weekend, might not want to take that setup, right? So stocks is it's a different beast than crypto. So now showing you those examples, maybe now it's more clear to understand. You know why I don't day trade crypto anymore as much in the USA. I just showed you. If you watch for past 2 hours, you know why now. So I think I'll call it here. I went almost 2 hours over. So I'll be back on a stream on Sunday night evening, and it's going to be less education, more chart setups and technical analysis. So less like requests and stuff, and just more what chart setups can we find for the week to try to get bull moves or bear moves. All right, everybody. So thank you so much for watching. We're going to officially call it here. I'm streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, and Twitch right now. And I have a free Discord group if you want to go and join that. We have a watch list that we put out for stocks and crypto. And I hope you have a nice weekend. I'll be back on Sunday evening. Until then, bye-bye.